Symbieta and JJ Buck.
Kind of a little back to the future for Lobo football. Going back, pulling numbers off of the walls, pulling the old logo out, going back to the way it used to be around this place, which is actually kind of okay. What's up, y'all? Happy whatever day. What is it? Tuesday? It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal. Brian Urlacher's number 44 was retired. Bobby Santiago's 42 was retired, but you will see those numbers on the field for Lobo football this year, maybe beyond, with their blessing. Jeff Symbieta and JJ Buck. What's up?
Good morning. What it do?
Little surprise yesterday, but I'm down with it, I think. Certainly with the blessing of those individuals. We surprised yesterday when Danny said we're taking some numbers kind of out of retirement, taking them off of the wall, essentially, and going to put a little, I thought a little pressure on guys like Rico Hanna and Deion Hunter and put those numbers on those guys to represent.
Unless it's not something you're thinking about at all. Retired numbers up there on the the west side press box, where all the seating is up there in the suites. And you start thinking about it, you're like, you know what? This is actually a really cool idea. And the way that Danny Gonzalez talked it through, he discussed how he talked with the players, met with them in person to share his idea and get their feedback. So it's not something that he just did and was like, oh, by the way, guys, your numbers are back in play. It sounds like both Bobby Santiago and Brian Urlacher were very receptive to this idea and excited about it. And I do think it's a really cool way to give the current players something to strive for while opening up a door to remember the greats that played at UNM.
Pretty special numbers at UNM. 42, Bobby Santiago, the great Bobby Santiago, before my time around here. But I've heard how great he was. And Danny certainly talked about yesterday what Bobby Santiago meant to him growing up. And then Brian Urlacher, who Danny said yesterday is the best defensive player ever to play at this program. I don't think there's much of an argument, is there?
No.
I mean, there isn't a, well, maybe, how about this guy? No, there isn't, right? Brian Urlacher. And so Rico Hanna will start at linebacker and wear number 44. So that's just a little bit of what went on yesterday at the first weekly game day press conference with Danny Gonzalez. We talked for, about 40 minutes, 35, 40 minutes. Went on at length about different things, about injuries and not a lot of scheme and just getting ready and what it means to play. A lot of stuff that he said yesterday on our show. Did not know Isaiah Chavez was going to be out. He's injured. So Isaiah Chavez is not going to play in this game, the quarterback, QB5, as you referred to him. I don't know how many quarterbacks deep they will go. I think the game will certainly dictate that. But Danny said after Terry Wilson on the depth chart, it will say or. So it will say in whatever order, Trey Hall or Connor Janal or whoever, CJ Montes, whoever's there. And I think if the game goes according to the way they want it to go, you would see another quarterback. It feels like Trey Hall would be the next one off the bench. As far as Isaiah goes, concussion type stuff, head stuff, that he's in a little bit of a protocol and hopefully returns to practice next week. It was a hit he took during a scrimmage the other day.
Yeah, not out of the concussion protocol until next Tuesday. It's unavailable.
Yeah. Anything else jump off the page to you at that yesterday?
The number thing was just the most, I think, noteworthy because we just had no idea, and I think it's really cool for fans to see that. And I got some questions about, what is he doing? Why is he doing it? And it's just, he wants it to be an honor for current and former players and to bring up, because I don't remember the last time we ever talked about Bobby Santiago until this exact moment in Lobo football. So it did work. Like, people are going to be like, oh, what was he? Oh, when did he play? What did he do at UNM? So it is going to bring up those things. It's going to be a talking point on broadcast moving forward for UNM football. And it was just the basics of getting ready for the season, about the excitement, the emotion, handling the emotion, things that he addressed yesterday, and then coming off the field, and you could see the players are ready. Yeah. Standing out there, I talked with Andrew Erickson for a little bit, and they're hungry to get out there, hit someone else, and be on that football field the first time in a long time. And some of these players, I was talking with Andrew Erickson, Monzano kid, this is also going to be the first time he's ever played at University Stadium. He redshirted as a freshman, had a knee injury his following year, played in Las Vegas all last year, and now he gets a chance to have a home opener, and that's the case for some of these guys.
I think it's a big deal for him. I really do. Obviously, it is for Danny, and he was asked kind of the same questions that we asked him yesterday in regards to what does it mean to you, and he addressed it the same way. It'll mean a lot to his family, but you can tell it means a lot to the head coach. It does. It'll mean something to those players to come out to and just play in front of the home fans, to see New Mexico on the field, to just be at home, whatever home was last year, and they were fortunate to be able to have it, and we've spent Lord knows how many hours talking about how fortunate they were to be able to play in an imperfect world. This is something different. All right, we got a lot to do today. Let me give you phone numbers to get in. 505-246-0610. That's how to get to us today. 505-246-0610. That will double as the Quan's Auto Care hotline and the Sports Animal text line. You can watch the show on ProViewNetworks.com. Go to their YouTube page or go to our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Adrian's producing there. You can tweet at JJ_JJ Buck. And did I miss anything? Emails, Jeff or JJ at sportsanimalapq.com. Guest list today, 8:30 this morning. We'll catch up with Doug Martin, the head football coach at New Mexico State. Aggies open the season with a 30-3 loss at home to their I-10 rival, UTEP. So we'll talk with Doug at 8:30. They go to San Diego. Well, they go to Carson next to play San Diego State. That's where San Diego State's playing their home games. 9:30, Vic Shealy will be with us. Vic Shealy is the head football coach at Houston Baptist. And he is bringing his Husky football team into University Stadium 2 days from today to take on the Lobos. Vic Shealy is in his 8th season at Houston Baptist. 16-55 is the record there. We'll learn a little bit about his team, what they've got coming back. Danny certainly talked about him quite a bit yesterday. A team that can get you. They played a 4-game season. They beat Eastern Kentucky. They were in games against Louisiana Tech. Had a real good chance to win in Lubbock against Texas Tech, and they were in a game against North Texas. So it's a team that scored more than 30 points in all 4 games they played last year. Now, granted, different offensive coordinator, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback.
Your top 3 wide receivers are gone.
Yeah.
Great fodder.
Yeah.
Got to tell it to your players. Not buying it for Thursday.
You're not buying any of it. So you don't think?
Well, they're going to have a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, no, that's right. No, I look 100%.
And if I'm going to go out there and say, what do I want? The guy that has the SEC experience and isn't new to this, or a freshman quarterback against defense that returns.
Easy answer.
Multiple super seniors starting.
Easy.
This shouldn't. It can happen, but this should be a game that isn't. Oh, how is this only an 8-point game in the 4th quarter?
Yeah, no, that's right. Easy answer. If you're gonna tell me, who should look better, what quarterback do you? I mean, it's not even like that's 99.8% answer the one way. You like the freshman quarterback, make it his first start on the road, or you like a 6th-year senior who's won 2 bowl games in the SEC. Which one you like? Easy. So we'll talk with Vic Shealy coming up at 9:30 this morning. We're going to get into some baseball. Obviously, there's a lot of NFL stuff. U.S. Open's going on. Got to get into what's going on with the Mets. And because it's just such a bizarre scene with what's going on with the Mets. And it's the first time in a long time where you've had players kind of back themselves, go after the fans and not really back down from it. And it's going to end up really messy in New York. So we got all that. A. Marie is producing for you on the radio side, and Adrian is producing for you on the television side. Come on in today, 505-246-0610.
The beauty about F45 training, not just the high-intensity, full-body functional fitness, great workout you're going to get in 45 minutes, but it's the ability to go at your own pace, whether you're someone that's looking to kickstart your fitness or challenge yourself to get to the next level, or maybe life is throwing a couple curveballs and it's been a minute since you've been able to get to the gym. The beauty about F45 is when you show up, you can start wherever you need to. It's not going to be overwhelming. If you want the challenge, you can go in there and get it, or if you need to kind of get your feet wet again and slowly get back in, F45 is there for you. And either way, you're going to get a workout that will challenge you for that specific level, because the programs, the way they're designed, they're not designed just specifically, oh, here's one ginormous weight, you got to throw it around. It is person specific. You're doing the same thing in class, but with the trainers on site, they're there to motivate and, of course, modify the exercises to make sure that you get the best out of the 45 minutes and you're not overwhelmed. You're not going to go in there and hurt yourself. And that's what I love about F45 training. you need to get back on track, or you're looking for that challenge, it is the gym for everyone. So check them out at f45training.com. Figure out what high-intensity training can do for you, how it can change your fitness. And oh, by the way, it's only going to cost you 45 minutes in your day. So download the app, check out the schedule of classes. Classes are available 7 days a week. You can also sign up for your 7-day free trial on the app. Get in and get going. F45 Training, team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
TurboThreads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sports shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. TurboThreads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for TurboThreads.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk Live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
All right, the Bears have a quarterback. Well, they got a few. They got a starting quarterback. They told Andy Dalton the whole time, Andy Dalton's your starting quarterback. You're going to come here, you're going to be our starting quarterback. Then they went and drafted Justin Fields. Justin Fields has looked good. I don't know if it's the media and the noise coming out of Chicago that's telling me that the players think that Justin Fields should be the quarterback, because I haven't heard a player say that, but which is probably the way it's going to go, because you're not going to hear a player come out and say that. If I was going to ask you straight up, you got a game next week against the Rams, one of the best defenses in the league. Who gives you the best chance to win? Justin Fields or Andy Dalton? Who you playing? I'm not asking you who the better quarterback is. I'm not asking you who your future quarterback is. I'm not asking you anything other than who gives you the best chance to beat the Rams.
In my mind, it's still Justin Fields.
Really? Okay. All right. I disagree with you. Why do you feel that way? And again, we're not in camp every day either.
No. And this is one where of the situations, and the Chicago Bears, they were a playoff team last year. They feel like they still have a roster that can make the playoffs. And that's why you bring in go back to that word. What are you looking for? A steady presence. And that's what you hope Andy Dalton is, but he's just a placeholder at this point in time, because you landed Justin Fields. And I don't think they thought they were going to be in a position at all to draft Justin Fields
100%.
Where they did.
100%.
And so all of a sudden, things are changing. And you come in saying, Andy Dalton, this is your job. And it feels like Matt Nagy is sticking with it. Now, I'm sure there's things that these veteran quarterbacks are better at the rookies, no doubt about it, in handling certain things that are being thrown at them in camp. Ultimately, too, at this point in time, this situation where the more talented player is Justin Fields.
So the way I'm listening to this, and I'd love where you think, Amory, on this, too, because the way people are talking about Andy Dalton is like he's just a garbage quarterback. He was a pretty good quarterback. I don't see. Okay, so what's the difference between him and Teddy Bridgewater right now? I mean, is there? Tell me the difference. Is the difference is Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have Justin Fields behind him? He beat out Drew Lock. Is that the difference? Because to me, the guy who gives you the best chance to beat the Rams, I don't think they're going to beat the Rams in Week 1. But the guy who gives them the best chance to beat one of the best defenses is a guy is the veteran. I'm not telling you I think he's a better quarterback. Why? Because I think he's seen it before. I think I'm listening to their coach who's telling me. Who, by the way, and I tell you this all the time, coach's job is to win. He's got to win to keep his job. And is he doing this to keep a promise? Maybe, but I'm listening to the guy who sees it every day and tells me that's the guy. So his job, he's got to win to keep his job, right? I mean, as much as you want to be loyal and whatever. And I guess I haven't seen enough of Justin Fields. So why? Because I've seen Andy Dalton. I think he's fine. He's steady. And I'd rather put him out against one of the best defenses in the league to start things than the rookie. But I don't know for sure. But I'm listening to people talk about Andy Dalton like he's just a trash quarterback in this league, and he's been a pretty steady quarterback in this league for a decade.
He has been, but being pretty steady, I don't think is the best case when the better player is Justin Fields. Like, if you're telling me that you're just scared against the Rams defense, okay. And you put him in against someone else, to me that it's not telling me that Andy Dalton's better. You're just scared.
What do you think?
I wouldn't even say like game 1 against the Rams, if you're just asking specifically against the Rams. I'd say just with experience, just entering the NFL. And I think that Andy Dalton has earned, not earned, but it causes Andy Dalton even to play better and gives competition when you have a really good new backup, quote-unquote, quarterback. I would just play Andy Dalton for experience, and by like week 3 or 4, Justin Fields will probably be in. But I don't want to take away from Andy Dalton, because what if he does have an amazing season?
That's right.
He's been in multiple teams, multiple systems. He is a good quarterback. He's not bad.
Yeah,
he's not a star.
It's not what you're thriving for. Like
I'll take Andy Dalton.
Yeah, like nobody's striving for not bad, but that's what it is. I don't know how good Justin Fields is yet. I honestly don't. I saw him play really good in the semifinal, and I remember everybody losing their mind. And then I said, easy, tap the brakes. Let's see what you think after the final. And he got beat by a great defense.
Right.
I think he's good. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to be. Honestly, I think he may be better than Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the Bears don't have they don't have a consistent quarterback either. So hopefully maybe
this is the history of their life.
Yeah, exactly. I struggle with the same thing as a Vikings fan, but I'm hoping Justin Fields, maybe that could be their
so are they.
Their one that settles,
So are they. All right. And JJ, I see where you're coming from too.
And this isn't all just bashing veteran starters. I do think I'm actually on Jimmy Garoppolo starting over Trey Lance in San Francisco because
he hurt his finger.
Resume there.
He hurt his finger.
He did hurt his finger.
Trey Lance.
22-8 overall, a Super Bowl appearance.
Yep.
Then I'm okay with rolling that guy out there because he has a resume with that team. For me, this is straight up. I thought Justin Fields was the second best quarterback in the draft.
Yeah, I know you did.
I thought it was a home run grand slam that he fell to the Chicago Bears in their lap. And this isn't Tom Savage level stuff. Like Andy Dalton is much better than Tom Savage when they played him for a half and you know what, let's put Deshaun Watson in there now. But I think when you look at the Chicago Bears, what makes them explosive? What makes them challenge a Rams defense? Not a guy that are just going to dink and dunk and hopefully not throw an interception. It's a guy that's going to make that defense work, and that's Justin Fields. Even if he has to run for his life a little bit, he's a playmaker. Andy Dalton's going to keep his fingers crossed and go, well, I hope something happens.
Yeah, see, and I would tell you, I would take Andy Dalton over Jim Garoppolo. So, I mean, we differ on that, too, and we'll have that conversation. Hello, Lenny.
Morning. How you doing?
Excellent. How you living?
Good. So let's go with Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater, and it was between him and Fields. I'm going to go with Fields.
Okay.
Bridgewater just beat out Locke. That's not saying much. But they know what Locke has, and they think Bridgewater has a little bit more upside. But with the Bears, I think they need to start Fields just like Cincinnati started Burrows and how the Chargers lucked into, unfortunately, with the incident with Tyrod Taylor getting Herbert to start.
See, but I think the difference to me, anyway, the difference with Burrow, who's behind him? Who it was him or like Ryan Lindley or something? Who else was?
Okay, so what are you going to do then with Fields? Give him give the other guy 2-3 games to see how he's doing, and if they're 0-3 or 1-2 after that, pull the plug and put Fields in. Why not just throw him out there from the start? Because the record's probably going to be the same either way.
Yeah, who they get at? I'll give you their schedule after that.
I mean, look at Philadelphia. Their backup quarterback is Flacco, and they traded for Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, which surprised me because actually Flacco looked really good in his last preseason game, but he's still Joe Flacco.
Okay, do you don't think that Flacco is better than Hurts?
I'm not sold on on Hurts. But I think at this point, Hurts is better than Flacco.
But I think they're going to have a short leash on him. If they start out 2-4, you're going to see Flacco.
And they're going to because their team's not very good.
So, it's just the way it is. But at a certain point, if the team has an offensive line to keep him up, where his psyche isn't getting affected because he's getting knocked down 8, 9, 10 times a game and getting sacked 3 and 4, put him out there. You made a trade to get the person. And to me, the best 2 quarterbacks in the draft were him and Zach Wilson.
So you think they're both better than Trevor Lawrence?
Yeah. Trevor Lawrence is in for a long year in Jacksonville.
Well, that's all right. I mean, he's on a 115 team, and Zach Wilson's in for a long year, too.
Jack Wilson's in, except that the Jets drafted someone, Vita Vea, to go along with Becton to protect the left side, so at least he's going to be upright more if the left side holds up. They have a very good left side of the line to protect him. Yeah. They went out and got some receivers for him, and then they drafted well with their running back and receivers. I'm a little bit of a homer. I don't think the Jets are going to win more than 5 games, but I actually see Zach Wilson winning Rookie of the Year.
Interesting. Well, look, no. Zach Wilson is going to get a chance. Of all the rookie quarterbacks, him and Trevor Lawrence are going to get the most snaps. I mean, I don't think that's arguable, right?
Yeah, because the Jets have no backup quarterback. I don't even know what the Jets' backup quarterback is.
Well,
it could be Joe Douglas.
And who's Jacksonville's now that they got rid of Gardner Minshew? It just doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter. And the thing is Nick Foles going to end up on somebody as a backup for someone? He's not going to stay.
Who started for the Bears last year?
Yeah, and now he's number 3.
Yeah, he's not going to stay there. It's a waste.
All right.
So we'll just see. And then I'm going to just make one quick pick for MVP for the NFL before we get into that later on.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Matthew Stafford.
I think he's going to have a nice year.
He's having even with the running back they lost with Akers, it wasn't really a big thing because they had a running back by committee. But his receivers and tight ends are going to give him a great year. He might come the closest to hitting 6,000 yards.
Interesting. Yeah, he's got a lot of weapons. All right, man. It's good to hear you. It's been a minute.
You too. You guys have a good one.
All right. So he thinks Zach Wilson's the best quarterback in the draft. Look, what's the difference between
a Jet fan saying that?
That is.
Is he a Jets fan? Is he a Jets fan?
Yeah.
Okay,
Jets
that
and
makes more
Chargers.
sense to me. Okay.
Yeah, he's Jets and Chargers, and look, Jets fan is just grasping right now because it's been so long that they've been garbage.
I think they're heading in the right direction.
Inarguable.
Their division is so tough. Right now.
Yes.
Like currently.
So the
it's
Bills
gonna be
are
tough.
good. I think the Patriots. I think there's three good teams. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard division to get ahead right now.
Now they are immediately going to be better because they're free of Adam Gase.
Yes, 100%. I'm all in on Robert Saleh. Like, and now I can like him because I liked him from afar, but he was a Niner, so it's hard. Just like anything Niner has always been tough for me to like.
I get it.
Yeah, no, I know you do. I mean, everybody's got that, right? But I've always liked him. No, I think he's. Of all the rookie quarterbacks, those two are going to get the most snaps, and he's right on the left tackle, okay? Yep. Because Jacksonville went out and used the pick and got what Travis Etienne, and now he's out, where they could have gone offensive line and they didn't. So he's right on the protection. There's weapons there. There's receivers in Jacksonville.
Are there? I know DJ Shark is on every one of your fantasy
No.
teams,
I'm looking at Chenault. I'm looking at Marvin Jones. Like, you don't think they have guys?
I wouldn't say they're weapons. They're NFL receivers, but
I think
Marvin Jones has been like a wide receiver 3 wherever he's been.
Okay.
I like James Robinson.
But he was their number 2 guy. Now he's their number 1 guy.
Last season as a rookie.
By the way, he is on every one of my fantasy football teams now. Like every one of them somehow. He keeps getting on my team. I hope he blows up. All right, 505-246-0610. Who would you start if you were with the Bears? You're Matt Nagy. And I ask you the question in 2 ways. I think we all agree on question 2. Who's going to be better? I think Fields... But who gives you a better chance to win now? Because I think that's what your answer is now. If you're a coach and you've got to win now,
and I do think it's different, and why it is a tougher conversation when you're talking about a Bears roster that we believe could be competing for a wild card spot.
Yeah,
so it makes it a little bit tougher because I know when we were having this conversation a little bit earlier in the summer, you said, I'd probably start Gardner Minshew in game 1 because doesn't he give you the better chance?
Yeah, and now he's gone. 505-246-0610 or 888-922-0610. Hey, go by and check in and check out All In Autographs. It is the Southwest premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination. This isn't just some baseball card shop. It's more like a museum than a store. When you walk in, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You walk into this place, first of all, it's first class all the way. And then you start looking at the walls and you realize what's there, and you look at the displays and you realize the amount of quality, insanely rare, beautiful, collectible stuff. And for me, the first time I was in there, 2 hours, just looking at the walls with my mouth agape, just amazed at what was there. If you're looking for a gift, the gift for someone who buys everything for themselves, the hard to find guy or girl, you will find something there, and you're going to find something that you want for yourself. Tell them that you heard it here on the opening drive. You'll get $25 off of your $100 purchase or more. You can join their VIP, and you will be invited to things like their whiskey and cigar nights, their celebrity meet and greets, and they've got all kinds of people coming in to sign regularly. All In Autographs is terrific. Go to their website, allinautographs.com. Take a look at the collectibles, what they want, whether it's history, entertainment, music, and of course sports. Go buy your sport, basketball, baseball. Just going by the baseball stuff, I'm looking at cards from Roberto Clemente and Mickey Mantle and Barry Bonds, and it's amazing. And the pictures, do this for yourself. Check it out. All In Autographs phone number is area code 505-504-7575, 505-504-7575. 2225 Wyoming Northeast. That's where they are, just south of Manal. All In Autographs, Southwest premier sports memorabilia and collectible destination.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120 volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all. Sports Animal.
All right, Trey Lance has a finger injury. He's out until at least Monday in San Francisco, so Jim Garoppolo looks like he'll get the start, but they'll figure that out. Haven't announced a starter in New England yet. Cam Newton or Mac Jones. Are you believing it's Cam Newton?
No.
You're not, because they would have announced it by now?
Mac Jones.
You think you're going Mac Jones? Okay.
This rookie quarterback class has me really excited. Like all five of these guys, not just where they're at, but it's the traits. And it's one or two of these guys is not going to work out. It's just the odds of it. So we're just sitting here, debating they should start right away, this or that. Someone is going to flop, and we're going to be totally wrong on one of these guys. But it just feels, as much as Bill Belichick has been in the side of Cam Newton, and has said, hey, he's going to get it. Yeah. We like what he has. You just see Mac Jones, and like that's the offense Josh McDaniels wants to run. Like that's the offense you see at the Patriots. And if they do believe that with the guys opting back in that they're going to have potentially, a top 10 defense this season, I think they do roll with Mac Jones in week 1.
Andrew, you're a huge Bears fan. What thinks you? Hello, Andrew.
How you guys doing? Long-time listener, first-time caller here
Appreciate
in Chicago.
You. Thanks.
Hey, I got to say, the Bears are in a really interesting position right now because for the first time ever, we actually have 2 quarterbacks who are worth something. And when you look at it in Bears history, Andy Dalton might be the best quarterback we've had ever. So, but we're also a thumb on the helmet away from field starting anyway. So we're not going to be waiting long. This kid's way too good. But the bottom line is, you got to let him sit. We're going to let him sit for a couple weeks. It's not going to take long, and we're going to see him on the field, and he's going to be killing guys out there because that's what he's done his whole career. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, but we're not really looking at 21. We're looking at 22.
Well,
our line's banged up.
Are you really though? Are you really? You were a wild card. You were a playoff team last year. Are you really looking at 22? And if you don't make the playoffs this year, I mean, your head coach has got to be looking at this year because is he going to be around?
As far as we're concerned, we could care less if he's here or not.
As a fan, I know that.
The future is bright. The future is very bright with Fields. Yeah. 21 would be great. If we can get into the playoffs, it's great, but we don't want to stumble into the playoffs either. We get there and we're not ready to do it.
Yeah.
So it's gonna really come down to see what this line can gel and keep someone protected. Obviously, Fields is the only guy on the team who can get away from an offensive line that's broken. Dalton's not going to be able to run at all. So it's really not that big a deal.
Your woofy saying Dalton. Can't you hear him? Dalton. In the background, your woofy is screaming Dalton. That's what I hear.
Yeah, I got a big dog yelling at me. She agrees.
See? All right, man. Don't be a stranger. It's good to hear you. Thanks,
absolutely, guys. You guys have a good one.
You as well. Thanks. We get into this thing, too, and we go in phases. It used to be quarterback's got to sit. Right? Oh, he's got to sit for a couple years. And the Aaron Rodgers way works. And you can give me an example for everything we're talking about, right? Look at it. Well, it worked for Aaron Rodgers, and it worked for Steve Young, and it worked. All right, fine. And actually, Steve Young played right away in the USFL and played with Tampa Bay. But then you can show me guys who came in right away. Well, look at Peyton Manning didn't sit. So it works either way. We're kind of in the mode now where these guys are ready to go. They come out of college. They're ready. Put them in. And I get it. I appreciate him because at least he's a Bears fan who realizes Andy Dalton.
Hey, we have this guy regardless.
He's pretty good.
I don't just see Andy Dalton as a quarterback anymore.
You just don't, huh? You think he's trash?
I don't think he's trash. I think he's a backup quarterback. I think he's a below average NFL starter.
Okay.
And that's why. And I know we've had this conversation, and I'm someone that I've been trying to say, hey, some of these guys, you need to give them more credit. Whether it's a Jimmy Garoppolo, like a Baker Mayfield, because we do get caught up in thinking everyone has to be elite. Well, if you're not Patrick Mahomes, you're no good. But I don't even think Andy Dalton is that guy that gets you by good anymore.
It's interesting because of what you saw last year. Because he wasn't.
No, not just that. Because then
he wasn't good last year.
How many years are we going to go back till we say it's not Andy Dalton's fault? Yeah, Cincinnati wasn't good. He hasn't had a winning season in 5 years. Yeah, and we say, well, he's on Cincinnati. Well, the offensive line wasn't any good. Well, what's going to be different here than if you're telling me,
short leash this year.
Oh, the offensive line isn't good. He's just kind of starting because you don't want to get Justin Fields hurt. Then how am I supposed to leave this? That's the right decision.
It's fair. That's fair. Josue, what's happening?
Hey, what's happening, guys?
I thought that's what that said. It said Josh Way, but I wasn't going there again. I just wasn't.
I was seeing if I could get you.
I just wasn't doing it. What's up, man?
Hey guys, I'm with JJ. I'm like, if the guy's good, man, let's put him in. I don't know what the big deal is about, sitting him. Yes, I think that feels right, but that's somebody needs to come in and just buck the system. It's like an unwritten rule. It's like, oh, you're just a new guy. It seems like every level from high school to college, and I understand, yes, it changes the speed of the game, but thank goodness, I mean, it's still football. So hey, if he's good, if he's done some good stuff in the preseason, let's put him in and let's see where it goes. I mean, heck, if he's going to do good, he's going to do good. I mean, look at Dak Prescott. I mean, first year, it went well. I mean, obviously he didn't start the season, but he finished, the whole thing pretty strong. So I say, just let her rip And by the way, did you guys get your badges yesterday?
JJ did. I did not. Mine for some reason.
What? You have. I mean, everybody knows you in town.
Yeah, but I don't get it. No stinking badge. I'm gonna have to get some paper badge with like my name scribbled on it or something. Yeah, they didn't make me a badge.
A Post-it note.
Yeah.
I'm Jeff.
Hi, my name
I'm
is.
still kind of nervous. I haven't got mine, so I don't know how the heck I'm going to get in.
JJ.
I'm just going to call out. I know Jeff.
Yeah, try that.
Ian.
Actually, that may work. All right, man. Well, we'll see you out there on Thursday. Good to hear you. So,
all right, you too. Bye.
I don't think he's wrong, by the way. I don't. And it works a lot better with teams that are garbage the year before, like Jacksonville and the Jets. Yeah, throw the rookie quarterback in.
Take your lumps.
Give me the last playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
There was a playoff team the year before that, and I'm not telling you it doesn't work. The trend is when you got nothing to lose, throwing the rookie quarterback. Who's the last playoff team that threw the rookie quarterback in? And it worked.
Playoff team.
Yeah, team that was good that somehow drafted. Right?
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, okay. but he didn't start.
I know. I'm just
until there was nothing left, right? I mean, give me the one who somehow drafted higher, traded up.
And that's a great question. But I also don't think there's a lot of playoff teams that are in position to have this good of a quarterback.
Well, but every once in a while you trade up or you've traded for a pick. I mean, look at how the Rams trade picks all the time. I mean, they never have a first round pick. I'm not telling you it can't happen, and I'm not telling you you're totally wrong. I'm leaning towards going with the guy. Listen to the guy who's in practice every day, and I think your guy's going to be quarterback by week 4, and maybe sooner. 505-246-0610. Keep them coming. We're going back to the phones as soon as we get back. Sean, man, it's been a minute since we heard from Sean. I've wondered what happened to Sean, and he's in on the Jets, and I'm looking forward to hearing what he's got to say. Only 22% of homeowners refinanced their homes in the last year. 22%. Now, if you're not one of them, you could be missing out on significant savings. After all, rates are currently close to all-time lows, meaning you could be paying too much for your home. Don't let that happen. Pick up the phone right now. Call American Financing, America's home for home loans. Let their salary-based mortgage consultants provide you with a free, no-obligation mortgage review. So you can learn about low-rate programs that may fit your budget better, and it could mean up to $1,000 in monthly savings. Did you hear that? It could mean up to $1,000 in monthly savings. There's no upfront fees, no hidden fees, just a simple conversation around ways you can save that money. Their mortgage consultants look at your entire financial picture. They're able to save you the most money. They're in it for you, but you got to call them at 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999 or visit AmericanFinancing.net and MLS 182334 and MLSConsumerAccess.org.
There's no place like Panera.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home.
Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, what this does confirm is y'all are fired up for some football. I'll tell you that.
Football.
I mean, just talking about people, your quarterback, other people's quarterback, it doesn't matter. You're just, I mean, whether it's Kirk Cousins or Zach Wilson or Teddy Bridgewater, Matthew Stafford, you're just, I mean, honestly. And you're tired of watching that preseason mess. Right? You're going to get good college football this week.
And it's, yes, do we go crazy at the quarterback position? Absolutely. Because we know it just takes that one dude that changes everything. And that's why we think the next guy is always going to be that one dude.
Yep. And everybody does, especially if you're a Bears fan or I don't know, if you're a Jets fan and it's been a minute. It's been a minute since we heard you. What's happening, Sean?
It's going well, gentlemen. How's it going?
Good to hear you. What's good?
The Jets are seemingly, and this is with a dash of optimism that is followed by Jets fan pessimism, we seem to be better. And I don't know if that's, like JJ said, just Adam Gase being gone. Any team's going to be better once he's gone. I think he's like an assistant coach for a high school team now.
I don't know where he is.
Is he working with Trent Dilfer?
But yeah, there's a steady optimism growing about the Jets with Saleh in place.
I think Saleh's the guy. Don't you feel like he's the guy? Like he's a guy who can handle New York, who and like they're going to lose a couple games early, and it's going to come down on him, and it's going to there'll be a mistake, and there'll be a coaching decision, and he's going to have to answer it. But it feels like he's a guy who can handle it, doesn't it?
It does. It seems like he's managed to mesh the front office and players by setting a guideline of how he wants things run.
Yep, I agree.
And that's something we never heard from Adam Gase unless he was throwing a player under the bus. And that conveniently brings me to my next point. Urban Meyer, for the preseason games I've been listening to and watching, he's put a lot of blame on his players and onus on his players.
That's what he does.
To perform well. And that may be great for college, but I feel like it would rub some NFL professional athletes the wrong way.
I think it's going to at some point. I think it's going to rub some NFL professional athletes the wrong way at some point. I think it will. Look, everything's fine now. It's new. It's fresh. It's clean. It's they're listening to this new coach and they're working their way through it. I think when that goes where Jacksonville's inevitably going to go this season, it's really going to test whether or not Urban Meyer's an NFL coach, whether this college rah-rah crap is going to work in that locker room, and how long these grown men are going to put up with that. You think I'm wrong?
I hope it doesn't happen, but Trevor Lawrence's progress and growing at the NFL level is in Urban Meyer's hands.
No doubt. Those guys are tied at the hip.
I don't believe that's a good choice.
Yeah, no, they're tied at the hip. JJ, I initially thought he was going to be okay, and I'm still holding out. But just watching his act a little bit, I'm starting to lean your way.
And I'm right there with Sean. It's like I like Trevor Lawrence. I'm excited about his future, but it does not feel like there's a good foundation for him to start in Jacksonville. Not just are they going to be a bad team, but do you believe in Urban Meyer and that coaching staff right now? I don't.
And as far as quarterbacks go, I'd have put Fields and Lawrence above Wilson, even as a Jets fan. But I'm happy with what we have. I think Dalton's going to start, then Fields will come in. It's the way it's going to be. Nagy can't make a decision. But the last question I want to leave you gentlemen with, Eagles and Dolphins still have interest in Deshaun Watson.
Yes.
Where's that situation going?
I don't think it goes anywhere until they figure out, can he play? I mean, are you trading for a guy who there's a really good chance not only is he going to be able to play, but maybe in jail? I mean, what assets are you giving up? And they want a lot.
Any team should touch him.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to now. Evidently, he's going to be on the active roster, and he's going to be making his salary, but they're not going to play him. It's the most bizarre thing that's just gone completely stagnant and cold, and I don't think anybody can touch him until they figure out what's going on there.
Yeah, it's a strange situation that only 2020 could give us.
All right, man. We'll talk to you. Be well.
Appreciate it, gentlemen. Have a good one.
Look at Jet fan coming out of the woodwork. Huh?
Exciting times.
He'll call about 3 times a week now.
Because of Zach Wilson.
He's awesome. All right, bottom of the hour, Doug Martin, New Mexico State's coach. Vic Shealy at 9:30. He's Houston Baptist's head coach. Keep him coming. A. Marie's producing on the radio side. Adrian on the TV side. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck on the opening drive. On 95.9 FM and AM 610 Sports Animal.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog! Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, J.J. Buck. Micah, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide on Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream style roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. There at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Animal. Now, voted the best sports show in New Mexico for 5 years running. This is the opening drive with two-time New Mexico Sportscaster of the Year, Jeff Cindietta, and JJ Buck.
All right, you like talking quarterbacks, I guess. I guess who doesn't? Who doesn't like talking quarterbacks? Pretty soon we'll have the Patriots to talk about as well. Talking about the Bears situation, somehow the Jets situation, Jacksonville.
Because he's rookie quarterback.
All right, so end of the year, best rookie quarterback is going to be out of these five. The rookie quarterback who's going to have the best year is?
The rookie quarterback is going to have the best year, I believe, will be Trey Lance.
You believe it'll be Trey Lance? Interesting. Okay. I can see that long term. I don't believe that coming out of this year because I think it's going to be Trevor Lawrence or Zach Wilson who are going to get the most opportunities, or Justin Fields.
Well, I think to me there's different. Most stats is different than best year.
Well,
you can throw for 4,000 yards, 30 touchdowns, 25 interceptions. But if Trey Lance even starts 10 games, that's the best team. Ayuk, Sammers, George Kittle, Trey Sermon.
Yeah.
Raheem Mostert.
There's a lot there. No, there's a ton there. They're really deep. Brandon Ayuk. He's still there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hot commodity these days.
Yeah, I know.
Mid-round draft pick, good for your fantasy team.
Yeah, that's, put that one down, Marie. She's got a big draft tonight. Tonight?
No.
No, when's your draft?
It's not till Saturday.
She says people pay her to draft.
Yeah.
Wait, pay her?
Yeah, like my friends who don't know anything, they want, but they want to
that's
participate.
Good business.
I know.
How do I get into that business?
You should just promote it. I help all my friends.
You should just promote it.
Just promote it. Just start
it's like the cameo for fantasy football.
Exactly.
Take a few selfies, post them on social media, and say, "This guy will draft your team."
Because some people just want to be a part of it, but they don't. They don't know.
I think drafting scares off a lot of people.
No doubt.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, I'd like to be as you're saying, like, I'd like to be a part of it, have fun on Sundays, but you don't know where to start.
Right.
All right. Bruin James, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, it's kind of funny you guys talking about Urban Meyer because I was talking to my cousin back home, and a lot of the alum for that school down on Figueroa, you know, what's it called? University of Spoiled Children.
Yeah, that's what you say, sometimes call it. Yeah.
Yeah, but the word is that the coach there, a lot of people are upset with him right now because there's 5 quarterbacks that are Heisman candidates, and they're all from Southern California. So there's a lot of, and a couple of them are
upset
from
about?
SC schools.
Yeah,
you know.
So we're upset. We got too many damn good quarterbacks. Is that what you're telling me? Clay Helton's been under pressure since the day he got the job.
They're saying he's not up to recruiting par, which doesn't bother me. I don't give a.
Yeah,
I don't care. But yeah. Then the word is that they're gonna if Urban Meyer don't have a good season or whatever, that they're gonna throw a bunch of money at him. So that's what I heard. But they're just all those guys down there in Figueroa are all upset and stuff like that. So because but one of them even played at SC, the guy at Georgia, you know. So and then you got the other guys. So
well, they're all over the place.
That's what I heard, guys. That's all I heard.
Yeah,
that's what my cousin was saying.
No, that's fair.
He's big time. So that he supports that school down there.
And then you guys are still talk. You still kin. You still gather around a turkey.
We talk, but he's just telling me they're all upset down there. So
they have been for a while.
All right, guys.
All right, later.
Have a good one.
Look, SC fan has been cranky because they haven't won a national championship in how long? Because they haven't been relevant in the national. But look, I grew up with SC football. I understand where they're UCLA basketball fan. They're a Nebraska football fan. Look, all these people who have this tradition. They're Texas football fan, right? All these people who have these deep-rooted traditions and who haven't won in a long time are cranky.
And there's a little bit more to it when you're talking about a USC or UCLA. It's like you have all these guys right there.
Right there. Yeah, but everybody's
and the
there.
SEC's coming in. Those other schools snapping them up.
Well, now I think what's crazy now is the SEC used to come in and pick a few. Right, pick one or two. Now the SEC is in Southern California. Not only is the SEC in there, the whole Pac-12 has always been there, right? I mean, look up and down Washington State, Washington, Oregon State, Arizona's rosters. Look at them all. They're all full of Southern California kids. And then San Diego State's trying to pick a few. The whole Mountain West is in there. Now the Big 10 is the Big 12's been in there, but now the SEC is coming in and getting what they want. And that's what's making them unhappy. The Urban Meyer stuff at SC has been going on for 3 years, hasn't it?
Yes.
Clay Helton's on his last leg, and he's not good enough, and they're going to fire Clay Helton, and Urban Meyer's going to come in, and he's going to fix that whole thing up. And I just, with all due respect, I just don't think it's going to happen. Urban Meyer. Although, if it goes the way you think it's going to go in Jacksonville, then he might be the head coach.
Urban Meyer might be available. I think the funniest thing I saw all weekend was a meme. Don't know where it was from, but I saw it, and it was just a picture of Urban Meyer on the Jacksonville sideline, just like blank face going, Urban Meyer's already ready to fake a heart attack to get his way out of Jacksonville.
It's so jacked up. That is so jacked up. It's so wrong.
Wasn't it too much? Wasn't coaching too hard for him? Here he is again.
When it was at Florida.
Here he is again.
It was at Florida. Then he had the thing at Ohio State where he went through the whole issue with the assistant coach and the sexual assault allegation, or not the sexual assault, the physical assault allegations, where allegedly he and his wife knew about it and they didn't report it, and then he got sick. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's
trust this guy. Oh, let's bring in my buddy from Iowa who has issues, but he's a great guy. Oh, wait, he's never going to coach a game here.
That's as bad of a move as he made. And he made some really bad moves.
Hey, everybody, this is my friend Tim. He's going to try out at tight end.
Yeah.
Welcome him in, please.
Yeah. So you don't think it's going to work, huh? You don't think this Urban Meyer thing's going to work, huh? All right. Cuts are coming in all around the league. It's cut down day, down to 53.
One of the wrestlers from AEW would be better. coaching that team than Urban Meyer. Chris Jericho the opportunity.
It was a splash. Look, how do they start out? I mean, look, they're going to be the underdog in everything they do, and I get it. Every game they play, they're the underdog. Is there unless they get the Texans twice?
Houston Texans.
Yeah, I was going to say Texans.
They get the Texans twice. So their first four, it's not a gauntlet. At Houston versus the Broncos versus the Cardinals at the Bengals.
And we might even be taking the Jaguars week 1.
I'm going to take the Jaguars in week 1.
Ooh.
You're not taking the Jaguars over the Texans in week 1?
Oh, the Texans. I thought you said the Broncos.
No.
No. The Texans should just not play this year.
So the Texans are going to watch. Tyrod's going to be interesting, right? But they're who's their coach now?
David Colley.
Is that who it is? Okay, I'll buy that. Did you know that? Yeah.
Assistant from Baltimore.
I'm down. Everybody wants to be a head coach.
Colley.
And because then after then they go Titans, Dolphins, Seahawks, Bills.
Ooh.
Then that's a tough little run. I say they win 3 games. You going under 3? Does 3 sound about right to you? They won 1 game last year. They lost 15 in a row. They won their first game.
Favorite quarterback Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew became an absolute freaking superstar. They won 1 game, their first game of the year. Then they beat the Colts. Was it right? They beat the Colts.
They beat the Vikings.
Was it the Vikings? They beat the Vikings.
I'm pretty sure we lost. That was an ugly.
Well, I know
December.
Vikings started out 1-3 last year, and it was brutal. And I'm like,
well, it's funny because Andy Dalton and Gardner Minshew lit up against us, but our defense was broken. I will just say that.
They were broken. They were absolutely broken. All right. So you're not in on this whole thing here. All right. 505-246-0610 is how to get to us today. 888-922-0610. What's that?
Wait a second.
What am I waiting on?
Breaking news. So it's cut day.
Yeah, that's what I said.
NFL.
Cut day. I was just looking at some of the roster cuts. What do you got? What did you see that I didn't see?
The New England Patriots have released quarterback Cam Newton.
No, they didn't.
100%.
Really?
Is he going to the Texans?
Maybe. Is that right?
Yeah, and this is I'm looking at check marks though, because I'm not looking at fake Adam Schefter. There's check marks all across social media.
Get to the Cowboys cuts too. They released a quarterback. Tell you, come on.
And you're like, backup Cowboys quarterback.
Come on, you're not into the business. I can't do that. All right, so Cam has been released.
I just couldn't save it. I had to get that out there.
All right, so we'll get into that when we get back. Get to the Cowboys cuts as well. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Wow. Wow. Huh? Yeah. All right.
Never.
I'll take Cam.
Ever trust Bill Belichick. He says he's got your back.
Who's the backup now? Brian Hoyer?
Yeah.
Wow.
He ain't your friend. Business.
It is obviously a business. All right. Hey, fellas, life happens. Quickly, just ask Cam Newton. Sometimes things happen that are out of your control, but are natural, and you need help dealing with. That's where New Mail comes in. As you age, guys, things like fatigue, weight gain, even erectile dysfunction are some of the natural things. There's a real good chance you'll be affected. New Mail comes in right there to help. They help you deal with those things, take care of them, feel better. But you got to call them. 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688. Or visit them online at Newmail. That's NUMALE.com. Excuses all the time. I don't have the time. It's not convenient. I don't know where to go. Don't make excuses. Make the call. Do this for yourself. Look, here's the deal. Newmail's right here in Albuquerque. The process is comfortable. It's convenient. They're with you every step of the way. But the best and most important part of this, results. Results are real. It works. Men all over the country feel better and they benefit. Do this for yourself, guys. Call Newmail at 505-652-1688. 505-652-1688 or visit newmail.com and feel like you again.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
M610, the sports animal.
All right, cut down day in the NFL. All the teams are getting down to 53-man rosters, and this is a big surprise. Boston Globe reported it first. ESPN has confirmed it, and now it's out everywhere. Cam Newton released by the New England Patriots. Didn't 10 minutes ago we just I asked you who's going to be the quarterback, and I'm thinking Cam. You said nope, Mac Jones, and Bill Belichick's going to go that way. And wow, I mean that not a lot stuns me. Every once in a while, I'm surprised. That one's a stunner, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, are you at stun level, or you just?
I'm stunned.
Yeah. What's he doing?
I mean, I trust Bill, though. I mean, I don't ever question his. I don't know. Where's he going to go?
Well, he'll sign, right? So Cam, that's obviously the next question. Where's he going to go? Who's he going to back up, right? Because he'll end up with the Cowboys. Gary Gilbert got cut, and Cooper Rush is your backup quarterback. They cut Ben DiNucci too, by the way.
And this, ultimately, even before last season, this felt like the career trajectory of Cam Newton, of just being the guy where, like, you know what? We'll feel pretty good if we need him for 5 games. But his time as a starting quarterback, of handing him a team, feels like it's done.
I think that's probably
Cam
right.
Newton,
now.
if I can call him up and say, Cam, you want to come back up, my dude? I'm feeling pretty good.
But are there better options now? Because I'm looking at Cam now. Where he had a chance. To your point, you're right. He had a chance to earn a franchise quarterback job back. He had a chance. There was nobody else there. They drafted a quarterback, and obviously he got beat. Where does he go? Does he back up with the Chargers? Does he go to? I mean, where do you want him backing up? This one's a shocker. 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Tom, good morning. How you feeling?
Good. How are you?
Good. Big Patriots fan, are you?
I am.
So how do you feel about this?
Look, at the end of the day, we know he didn't get that COVID shot, right? And at the end of the day, it's going to be limited QBs. At the roster spot, they had a roster crunch. And it's really hard having one of your 3 QBs where you're worried that, whatever happened, whether he missed the test or if there was a misunderstanding with the test, he's out 5 days. And you can't have a starting quarterback in the NFL where you're not sure week to week if he's going to be able to start. And, where he got dinged he got dinged with that last week with the Giants. All of a sudden, you see Mac Jones come in. He played much better that last game, got those reps with the first unit. Cam, let this happen. I mean, it was inevitability. He was always going to, this was his job for as long as he could keep Mac going, but he let Mac do it. He didn't get that shot, and, that's his choice, but these are the consequences of that decision. And I think with the way things are, the roster crunch, and honestly, I felt that they said, what, we think Mac can start, and if we need that third QB, there's going to be someone in there that's more reliable.
Well, it's Jarrett Stidham as your third, so it's Brian Hoyer be backup, and then Jarrett Stidham is still around to be your third guy.
Absolutely. Well, Jarrett Stidham's on the pop, right? So he's not going to be available his first 6 weeks.
Right.
But I think what they figure is you're fine with Brian. If worse comes to worse, we can pick someone up.
Right.
And, maybe they go and pick up Cam because I can't see someone giving him a spot right now. He doesn't know the offense. He still has that risk. It's a different situation in Kirk Cousins and Carson Wentz, who we know aren't back. Well, who we think aren't vaccinated, right? Well, Carson Wentz is playing with fire. I think this is his last chance to redeem himself. I'm not getting it, but, Kirk Cousins is in no danger of losing his job. So Kirk Cousins doesn't want to get that shot.
Right, but that's
fine. That's his choice.
He's the number 1 quarterback there. Yeah. All right, man. No, it's interesting. Don't be a stranger, and appreciate the call.
Absolutely.
See you. All right, so Cam Newton's out. I think, to his point, Stidham's out for about 6 weeks. You figure you can get through 6 weeks with 2 quarterbacks, right? He said, go pick up somebody. I didn't hear who he said. If we need someone, we go pick up somebody. Is Jacoby Brissett on a roster?
Dolphins?
Dolphins, yeah.
He is? All right. He's the backup there. Yeah, I just this is interesting, and there's going to be the quarterbacks that are going to get cut today, but Cam is out, and Mac Jones will start. So now I'll re-ask you the question, because I was telling you that Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson will get the most opportunity. Which rookie is going to have the most success this year? Because Mac Jones is now absolutely square in the middle of that conversation.
100%. He's going to be on a team that it's the best defense of the rookies we're talking about immediately.
100%. Yes.
You could like the direction of the Jets, but even with Mac Jones, I think the Patriots overall are better. I think, though, it brings them a little bit closer to the pack.
If
we're talking about
backwards.
I think now it's kind of the Patriots and Dolphins.
So it's interesting.
Right there, because it's like, all right, Mac Jones, Tua, who kind of takes that step first. Because we're looking at similarly, Brian Flores coming in, we talked about, the Dolphins defense is better, how they finished the season. So I think those 2 teams are even at the moment. You still have Buffalo, and then it's the Jets.
So why do you think it brings us backwards? Why instead of playing Cam, they're playing Mac Jones? Why do you think it takes a step backwards?
I think because of
better?
The way that they would have played with Cam, I think they could have been really successful. But you saw in the preseason, they went back to more of what you expect to see when Mac Jones is taking those snaps at a shotgun, spreading the football. And I think there will be some up and downs, which could put him closer to Miami than just that kind of managing the game, physical style with the defense, I think they'll take a little bit more shots with Mac Jones. But what does that give you? I think that gives you the bigger upside ultimately.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so does Cam find a job now? I think that's really the follow-up to this is, okay, Mac Jones is your starter, and that's cool. And it was a competition, and Belichick the other day, yesterday, I think, said, well, I don't know where we're going. They're both playing well. They both do good things, and we're going to Cincinnati. Right? I mean, isn't that kind of what he said?
That's a good impression.
Yeah, I don't know. Cam wears a nice hat. So, where does Cam find a job? Like I'm just looking.
Might be a minute because I don't.
Like it was last time, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of teams were expecting, hey, we're going to have the Cam Newton discussion as we go through our roster cuts.
Nobody did. No, I mean.
But there are plenty of teams. I think, you know what? This ain't bad. Do I want to run out Cooper Rush?
Can he be the starting quarterback in Houston tomorrow? Is he better than Tyrod?
Whew.
Man, poor Tyrod.
Poor Tyrod.
So bad for Tyrod. First he gets jabbed in the lung and loses his job. I mean, that's how Justin Herbert started. The doctor gave him a shot and punctured his lung. He was getting like a cortisone shot or something, right?
My first thought is, and I've said this going back 2 years, Baltimore.
I swear I was staring right at Baltimore. It's funny you say that. Who's the backup in Baltimore right now?
Huntley.
From UCLA?
Utah.
Oh, that Huntley. Not okay. The other.
No,
Huntley.
the other one's on. What was maybe on the Colts? Maybe we'll make the cut.
Yeah,
maybe.
The other Huntley was with the Packers for a minute.
Yeah, then he went to the Colts, but he might not make the Colts.
All right.
T. Huntley.
Tyler Huntley. They have Trace McSorley listed as number 2, and Huntley listed as number 3. That's a good spot for him. Yeah, it's a really good spot for him. And it's the right head coach, a guy who can absolutely handle that circus. Right.
I don't think Cam's too much of a circus.
I agree with. I think it's more media circus than anything else. I agree with you. I don't think
he's had his
circus. Cam's been good.
Getting sick, and then that last year.
Well,
and then
go to that.
What happened this last week?
No, but go back to what the caller just said. Mm-hmm. The vaccine.
But I guess, and if we're looking at, do you want to add that to the Lamar Jackson situation, who's kind of in the same boat?
Well, okay, but so. How much do you think, and nobody will tell you this straight up, being unvaccinated when it comes down to these roster spots, these close calls,
right,
is going to make a decision? Do you want a guy who, I don't have to worry about that piece of it? Well, Jeff, you can still get COVID if you're vaccinated. I understand. But the league protocol and all this whole everything else that goes with it, a guy who is vaccinated as opposed to a guy who's not vaccinated, if they're neck and neck for a job, you're not going to tell me that's why you went one way, but would you lean that way? Yeah. I can totally see that.
Him and Kirk could just hang out.
Maybe they will. Maybe they will. Who's Kirk's backup?
Kellen
Mond, who I actually like, but
yeah, I like Kellen Mond too. Is he not ready either?
Just because of COVID protocol and stuff, I don't think he got enough reps. But against the Chiefs, he looked more confident and it was a little more comfortable, so that's good.
All right, we're going to talk college football when we come back, and then we'll get back to the NFL. We'll talk about the Aggies. They'll be in Carson, California, to play San Diego State, because where else would San Diego State play? Move 2 counties to the north and play, what's it called now? It used to be StubHub. What's it called? Anyway, that's where the Aggies will play San Diego State this weekend. We'll talk with Doug Martin, their head coach, when we come back. There are some homeowners out there who don't believe a refinance can save them enough money. I read the other day, and I got to tell you, it couldn't be further from the truth. But that's what people are believing. You got to call American Financing, America's home for home loans. Take advantage of a free loan review from a salary-based mortgage consultant. There's no pressure. There's no obligation. There's no upfront or hidden fees. Just a simple conversation around which loan program can fit your budget best. I mean it when I say rates are still near all-time lows, and there's a good chance that you can benefit. Their custom loans really are saving people up to $1,000 a month. So what are you waiting for? No obligation. It's focused on you. Rates are still incredibly low. There's never been a better time to make your move. Give them a call at 505-247-9999, 505-247-9999, or visit AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook.
One home for Rome. The Jim Rome Show is up next at 10, 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Aggies open up the football season, their first game, real live fall football game in 630-something days. Doug might know the exact number. 30-3, UTEP beat New Mexico State at Aggie Memorial Stadium last Saturday. Next up, they'll be in Southern California to take on San Diego State in Carson coming up on Saturday. It's the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta and J.J. Buck. We'll get back to your phone calls coming up in a little bit, but it's our pleasure to welcome back to the show. Feels right again. Feels like football season. It's Tuesday and it's 8:30, and Doug Martin joins us, the head coach at New Mexico State. Good morning, Doug. How you doing?
I'm good, Jeff. How you guys?
We're good, thank you. Hey, the result is, it's easy to look at a result and look at stats and say, wow, it must have been a rough night. And I know it was a rough night. And it was a game in which there were some sloppy mistakes. But JJ and I had a conversation yesterday. I watched the game, and I thought in the first half, you get a touchdown that was erased and probably the right call. I think his heel was out of bounds, and then the touchdown that was called back on an illegal receiver down the field, which I just didn't see. Sage Dockstader got called for that, and I'm sure you looked at the video. You put two plays on the board, and all of a sudden, instead of being down 20-3 at halftime, you're down 20-17, and it's a whole different feel. I don't know if you looked at it how you feel. The second half got away from you, but that was my thoughts on the game.
Yeah, it was just inconsistencies, Jeff. And you mentioned we haven't played a game in 600-something days. We got 46 guys played their first college football game. It's like rebuilding a program here all over again. So, I was really encouraged the way our guys played, very physical. When we played the games in the spring, the Tarleton game, we just played so tentative and just hadn't been on the field in so long and just didn't look like we should look. That game Saturday looked physically like we should play. We knocked their top two running backs out of the game. We were hitting hard. We were playing hard. We just made too many mistakes. And it's like you're saying, we also, had a field goal that clanged off the upright. Yeah. One of those. So you're talking about 17 points right there. But those are the plays you got to make, if you're going to win games. And, we certainly had opportunities, and we'll get better as a football team. These guys are going to be better this week. We're playing a much better opponent, but they'll get better with each game, I'm sure.
When you say, we haven't played so long, and so it's like restarting, what did you expect from your team? And then in regards to what you expected, was it better or worse or about what you expected?
Yeah, the thing that I was worried about was us, again, playing physical and really looking like we, belonged. And we did. We accomplished that. Now, we did a lot of live work during the fall to get to that point, and which was a little bit of a risk, but it worked for us. We didn't have anybody hurt during that time. But I thought, we really played much more physical than what I thought we'd be capable of doing, so that part was encouraging. The part that was disappointing was really just offensively, Jeff, because I really think we got a chance to be a good offensive team, and we just shot ourselves in the foot with penalties and other things so much that it just didn't happen. That part was disappointing. I really thought like we'd score points. Defensively, we didn't play well the first half. They played great in the second half, and that's kind of been our problem here for a while. We got to get some consistency where we play a whole game.
No, Doug, and you look at that offense, Jonah Johnson, one of those players throwing his first FBS pass on Saturday, showcased some of his arm strength under pressure. What did you see out of him, and what is his takeaway from that game that he can take into this week?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. His arm strength was very evident. He had a couple of deep balls. He had 2 deep balls that were called back. The one on Sage, and then we had one later on. They called it offensive pass interference. It was another questionable call. It was about a 60-yard completion. Then he had a deep ball that was dropped one time. So, he really did the things for us that we want. He ran really well. He's really good running with the ball himself. I think, it's hard, quarterback, you need to get some confidence. And, when you're not making those plays early on, it's hard to get that confidence going. And I think the third quarter was probably his worst part of the game. He played really well in the first half, but struggled in the third quarter, and I think more from a confidence standpoint than anything. But he's going to be a really good player. I'm really excited about him, and I know our players have a lot of confidence in him.
New Mexico State head coach Doug Martin's with us on the opening drive.
And Doug, talk about needing the opportunity, and a lot of that too, the offensive line. And there's been a lot of talk about Eli Johnson coming in, taking over out of center. What did you see out of that unit, and what do you think their improvement is going to be moving forward?
Yeah, Eli played, the best of any offensive lineman up there. He really did well for us. And again, he's been in a lot of games, in the SEC. So, playing in front of a crowd and things like that really wasn't foreign to him, as it was a lot of other guys. So, I think he's going to be solid for us all year long. Sage played really well, who you'd expect. And I thought our offensive line, for the most part, we held together pretty good.
You split carries between Juwan Price and Amari Samuels. I thought both of them showed some spurts. I enjoy watching Amari. I was looking forward to seeing how he looked. I thought there were times where he really showed a spurt. Are you going to split time? How are you looking at playing that out?
Yeah, those guys will split time really pretty much all year long, Jeff. And, and Omari, he's the classic example, because of transferring here from Michigan. That's the first game he's played since 2018.
That's insane.
So, man, you really talk about some time off. So he's only going to get better and better. I'm sure he had a little rust going into that game too, but both those guys are really talented.
When you look back at the tape, and I hate to dwell on this, but it's the one that just lingers for me. The call on Sage. The only Aggie Vision only had that one shot from behind. Was he downfield? Like on a play like that, that's even an odd play to have an offensive lineman ineligible downfield.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
I didn't think so either.
And you can send these plays in to the officials and have them look at it so they can send you back,
sorry,
information. Yeah, right. That doesn't do us any good now. But yeah, that and the offensive pass interference that they called on us were both really ridiculous calls. But again, those things happen. You have to overcome them and move on. And but it was unfortunate because those were big momentum changers.
I know, Doug, there's a lot of turnover on your roster as well. Defensively, what were your takeaways from that unit and any players that really stood out to you in week one?
Well, the positive part of things was we won the turnover battle. We won the battle of the red zone. Our defense only gave up one touchdown in the red zone. Everything else, they held them to field goals, which that's a win defensively. And we held them to 3 of 12 on third down. So if you can win the red zone, you can win on third down and play with a little consistency, you got a chance to be a decent defensive team. Now, we didn't help our defense because we weren't scoring points. You got to score some points to give them something to play for and keep them alive on that end. But I really thought, particularly in the second half, they did some nice things that show that, they've got a chance. Now, they got to get off to a better start. And, we were worried about our secondary, and we did give up some big plays early in the first half, and we got to get that corrected. But, they've got a chance to be a good unit.
Couple more minutes. Doug Martin's New Mexico State's football coach. Next up, the Aztecs. You're going to Southern California. You got a lot of Southern California kids on the roster. You're playing a team that has been perennially one of the better teams in the Mountain West Conference. Now, coaches always say the biggest improvement is week 1 to 2. That's what you've got. It's their opener. A little bit of advantage for you already having played a game, although they've got now some tape on you.
Well, I hope that'll help us, Jeff. I really do. I mean, we're playing a really good football team. You watch them, and they're really well coached. They've got great players, great team speed. They always play phenomenal defense. Yep. And I think that started when Rocky Long was there, and they've kind of held on to Rocky's scheme at San Diego State. They're really doing the same things that he taught them there. So they're just a really solid football team. And you mentioned they're always up at the top of the Mountain West. So this be a tremendous challenge.
California kids going home, it's a big chance for them, and they don't get to play in front of home fans a lot. I know you got a bunch of California kids on the roster. It's a big deal for them, I would assume.
Yeah, it is. I mean, that's exciting for guys who get to go play in front of their families and things like that. So, hopefully they'll play well.
Now, Doug, what's just the feeling now that you're finally back to football? You had the focus of fall camp knowing, hey, there's a game day coming. We have a season, as opposed to what you had to do over the last year and a half to keep a roster together, where now everyone, you and the players, have that goal of real-life football.
Yeah, at least there's some normalcy again, right? Our guys have a routine now that they're getting into, and that helps. The thing that's still a struggle for us is, these guys, like I said, 46 of them played their first college football game last week against UTEP. So they had never been through a game day, what you do on Friday night, what you do on Saturdays leading up to the game. Now we're going to go on the road, and none of them have ever gone on the road, and you had to get on the plane and travel, and then what do you do at the hotel those days? So everything is new for these guys right now, for at least half our football team. And so that's a challenge, getting them acclimated. But like I say, I couldn't be more proud or happy with our players. I mean, they've been phenomenal through this whole thing, and we're going through something that, only Connecticut is the only other team in the country going through what we're going through right now FBS-wise. So it's been a lot to put on these young men, but they've been phenomenal handling it.
New Mexico State and Connecticut, the only two teams, FBS teams, who didn't play last fall. Connecticut got beat 45-0 in their opener at Fresno. Doug, you talk about normalcy. It feels normal to have you back on Tuesdays at 8:30. We'll catch you again next week. Safe travels to Carson, California, to play the Aztecs. Appreciate the time as always. Good luck against San Diego State. We'll talk to you next week.
Okay, guys. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Doug Martin, the head football coach at San Diego State. Look, you can tell me everything you want and how they looked. And if you look at the stats and you just look at the numbers, I get it. If you watch the first half of the game, I think you saw some things. And he said, well, we said on the call on Doc Center. I mean, I just didn't see it. I thought it was horrible. 600-something days, man. You haven't played. Everybody's brand new. Now, that said, they got to get better. They weren't good. They got to get better. But I appreciate the conversation.
It might be 600 some odd days between a football game, and maybe since the last time you're at the gym. It happens. Yeah. And how do you get back into it? With F45 training, because the programs are set up, the classes 7 days a week, specifically designed so you show up, get your warm-up in, and you just follow the routine that's put together, whether it's a strength-based day, a cardio day, full-body, high-intensity training can get you back into that rhythm you need. F45 training is fantastic because whether you're looking to kickstart your fitness, it might be a while for someone, or you're like, I need a new challenge. I want to try something else, progress my fitness. It is there for you. F45 training, 45 minutes, high-intensity interval training. So check them out at f45training.com. Download the app today so you can see the description of classes, the schedule of classes, and which day works for you, because you can find a time to fit 45 minutes in, especially when they offer classes 7 days a week. When you download the app, you can sign up for your 7-day free trial. Check out everything they got going on at the Northeast Heights location. Get in and get going. Team training, life-changing. I'll see you at F45.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenpride@abq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs, proud supporter of ProView Sports Network.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsINC.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter.
95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. It was good. I don't know what you expected to hear from Doug today. Some of you asked me yesterday, what's Doug going to say? That's what a football team looks like. UConn's very similar, and he brought up Connecticut. Did you see Connecticut against Fresno State? They'll beat 45-0. It wasn't that close. So, all right, 246-0610. That's how you get in. Jeff Zimbietta, JJ Buck. A. Maria is producing on the radio side. Adrian on the TV side. You can watch the show on our Facebook page, The OD in the AM. Hello, Edward. What do you think about that?
Well, my friends, the chickens have come home to roost. But let me say this. I listen intently to your callers because I always try to have moments of learning and humor, levity. When Sean, the Bears fan, called in, which that was a great call, and first-time caller, and he's like, Andy Dalton might be the best quarterback we've ever had. That was a mic drop moment, Sean.
But he's not wrong.
He's not wrong. And let me tell you, outside of the, I think, 2009 or 2008 Celtics that celebrated that one NBA championship, the Bears have milked that 85 great team, probably one of the best teams ever, if not the best team. They've milked that championship for, 40 years now? It's awesome. I love Bears fans. I called 24 hours ago, and I told you three individuals, I had less than zero confidence when Cam Newton drops back in the pocket that he can't read defenses, he can't make the requisite throws that an NFL quarterback needs to make, and he can't matriculate, not my words, but
nobody else. That's your word. Who else used the word matriculate? Yes, it's your word.
It's from NFL films. He can't matriculate the offense. Let me say this. The single biggest thing that Thomas Edward Brady did last year, which it wasn't the 50 touchdowns, it wasn't the 5,000 yards passing, it wasn't them giving them control over the offense after week 8 and the bye week, and them completely reinventing the offense and winning another championship. Singular most important thing to do in corporate America, he changed culture. He changed the culture of an organization in 8 weeks. Now, going back to the Patriots, if you're not in alignment, and the Patriots have had the single most greatest dynastic run in NFL history the last 20 years, if you're not in alignment with their culture, which I would say Cam Newton probably was not, then you're out.
Why?
And say that one more time.
Why?
Why? Because to have a
why was Cam Newton not in line? That's my
what made Cam Newton not in line with their culture?
Well, I think there's some conversation about him not wanting to be COVID which that's not a political statement on my behalf. I'm just regurgitating facts. I think that last year was a debacle when he went out with the COVID situation, which impacted their season, and then there'll probably be other things that came out, that'll come out. But if you're not in alignment, then you're out. And the single most pivotal point in NFL history was when Bill Belichick took a flyer on a 6th-round quarterback who went on to have the greatest run in NFL history. So if you're not with the organization, you're out.
Well, obviously he is. Hey, we're out of time in this segment, but I know we'll catch up with you during the week. Big news this morning, Cam Newton cut.
It's a pretty lazy Cam Newton take.
You can tell me about it when we come back. On the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 670 Sports Animal.
I'm Omar of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspets.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number 1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, backed by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
center fielder. Caden Bell on first. Here's the pitch to Heath. Struck him out. And great pitching by Alvarado. That'll do it for the Tigers in the top of the fifth.
A great crowd for a mid-afternoon game. Swing and a miss, and there's a strikeout, number 5 for Matt Romero.
Smith talking to the batter here. That's a, oh, wow. Nice, and that's an out.
What did I tell you? That one's that gets over the head of the right fielder. That's going to bring in 2 runs. As Adrian Martinez with the RBI double.
Just towards the latter part. Pitch, and that's other way for a single. That's going to score 2. That makes the score 9-0. So RBI double. That's going to make it. That's it. It's 10 runs there.
1-0's the count. And this one's high. It's going deep. And it's going to fall in. He's digging for third, and he gets there. Ezra Mestas with the 3-bagger. He gets the triple, and 2 more runs scored.
Steal to third base.
And he brought the hot sauce for strike 3.
Small ball team for Reed Fiegel this year. That one is hit on the line to left. It's going to send Avila back to the warning track, to the wall, and he's going to watch it go. It's a solo homer off the bat of Bo Kidd. One nothing Eagles. Just when we were talking about small ball, the Eagles play long ball.
To 53, and there is a jolter this morning that made JJ just go, oh. How'd you do it? Whoa. Brah. It's a stunner. Opening drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie, and Adrian. Glad you're with us this morning. 505-246-0610 is where you are calling to react. Cam Newton is not the starting quarterback for the New England Patriots. Oh, wait, did you bury the lead? Yeah, Mac Jones is starting quarterback. Cam Newton released. Cut. Mac Jones will start. Just a stunner.
I think there was just a little too much Bill Belichick Kool-Aid being slurped by Edward in that last call. It could be as simple as, guess what? Mac Jones is the better quarterback right now, has the higher upside in the offense, and not coming with this BS, oh, he wasn't bought in the culture. Then why'd they bring him back? Like, why did they even start the offseason with Cam Newton? You're really going to say that during a pandemic last year, you're going to hold like Cam Newton, like, well, he got COVID. How many other players in the NFL got COVID? Such a lazy take. It's like Scott Zolak territory, unfortunately. Like, oh, he needs to turn off the rap music. He's distracted. I thought the culture take was just a bad one, and it could just be as simple as Mac Jones was the better quarterback. They didn't want to guarantee Cam Newton's salary, and they released him. But you're going to get to this point and then say he's not falling in line with the culture? It seems a bit much.
So, you asked, Edward, you asked him straight up, why isn't he falling into the culture? Because it seemed to me...
Got COVID last year? That's not an answer to that.
COVID during a pandemic, he didn't get vaccinated. Maybe, is that the culture? You have to get
vaccinated at that point.
No, you're right. It felt to me, and Belichick has been unbelievably out of his way complimentary about this particular player, more so than any... I mean, give me another player that Belichick has complimented this much, including Tom Brady. Give me one.
He doesn't usually do that.
Cam's been great. He's done everything. He's gone out of his way, and he's done everything terrific and everything we've asked him to do. No, Cam's. I mean, what has Cam done that's not in the culture? What's he done?
This is not better or more upside than Mac Jones, the guy they took in the middle of the first round.
Which, and again, I'm gonna lean on the coach on this too. Like I told you with Matt Nagy in the Dalton and Justin Fields situation, and I'm certainly gonna lean on Bill Belichick making a decision. If he decides that Mac Jones gives him a better chance to win, then I'm gonna believe him. These are the guys. This is where it's so hard to sit here and scream into a microphone about who should be a quarterback.
Easy to scream into it.
No, that's my point. and that's why I've always been just really loath to question decisions that I don't know who's a better quarterback right now. We have opinions on Justin Fields or Andy Dalton, but I'm not there every day like Matt Nagy is, and it's not my job to have to win with that football team. And so that's why I lean towards Matt Nagy doing his job is to win football games to keep his job.
But not every decision's a right decision.
Understood, 100%.
Before we see it play out, that's all I question. To me, I really think if you want to start going Patriots culture and he didn't fall in line, was last week frustrating with the incident that occurred that had him miss time? Absolutely. I get that. But I think that is a bunch of BS to then start dropping on Cam Newton, because Cam Newton, when he signed with the Patriots, he hasn't been out there boisterous, all these things. Oh, Cam Newton's flashy, this or that. No, that's a lot of BS, because you might not be on board with the dude's fashion. Get over it. It does not hurt him from playing quarterback position. He has just limitations as a passer. He's not that great athlete, but that has nothing to do with not falling in line with the culture. It has nothing to do with getting COVID during a pandemic last year.
All right, A. Marie hit on this. How good the AFC East is, and it's a new age in the AFC East. So let me give you the quarterbacks now in the AFC East. The old man is Josh Allen at 25 years old. At 25 years old, Tua is 23, and then Zach Wilson and Mac Jones are both 22 years old. It's going to be now look, the odds will tell you they're not all going to work out. I'm going to tell you Josh Allen's working out. Okay. Maybe they do. The odds are, and sometimes you beat the odds. The odds tell you they're not all going to work out. But if 3 out of 4 of them work out, you got a pretty good decade coming up in the AFC East.
Agreed.
Now, who lasts, who doesn't? I think it's a big year for the Bills. I think it's a show me year for the Bills. Josh Allen got paid. I think the Bills are good. The Bills are my Super Bowl team in the AFC.
Oh, I would love that.
I would too. I know Kansas City's probably the team, but it's just too easy to pick Kansas City, and everybody's on Kansas City. And so I told you I went Packers. I wanted to go Rams Bills, but it felt like a homer pick. So I'm just going super cold weather Super Bowl. I don't even know where it is this year.
What about Vikings Bills? Oh, we both lost 4 Super Bowls.
That'd be wonderful. Yeah, at least they didn't lose. Oh yeah, they did lose them in a row, didn't they? Just like you.
Yeah. Ours were spaced out.
That's right. All with Fran Tarkenton though, and Bud Grant. But that's where I'm going. Did you make a Super Bowl pick yet? You haven't had.
No.
Who do you got in the Super Bowl? Have you made one?
Well, I was looking at the Colts too. The Colts. I thought Colts or Bills.
I'm not buying into their quarterback play.
Well, now I'm not. But Colts or Bills, and unfortunately, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to prove us something this year.
Yeah, I think he's on a scorched earth tour again.
I hate saying that.
Yeah, you don't like him.
That's
yeah,
yes.
that's fair.
We will say that.
All right,
just like
fair.
the Niners for you.
No, I get it.
It's just it's so hard for me.
What'd you think when you saw Brett Favre in a Viking uniform? I
loved it.
Did you?
I'll like it when Aaron comes too.
Yeah. See, so do you know my theory on where Aaron Rodgers is going next year? JJ's heard this a million times.
Where?
So I think Tampa Bay should just become. Where do old people go? Where do old people go?
To Florida.
They go to Florida.
Yeah.
So Tampa Bay should just not. Everybody else can draft young quarterbacks. Tampa Bay should just become the retirement home for quarterbacks to come win. And so Brady retires, and they bring in
quarterbacks.
Yes, and Aaron Rodgers comes down, and they build around him, and then by the time he's done, it'll be like, I don't know, Russell Wilson's turn or somebody.
Yeah, just
and
keep
just
going
older
down.
quarterbacks to go wind down their last few years in the sunset, down in the sunshine, and win it. They should just become the old age home for quarterbacks.
That's really funny.
That's kind of my thought on this. That's where I am. All right, 505-246-0610, 888-922-0610. Any other roster guy? Have you been just scouring the rosters?
No.
All right. Cowboy cuts are in. Bronco cuts are in. I can get all that stuff to you as well. AFC.
Nothing to the level of just Cam Newton.
Well, no. I'm looking at Broncos cuts. I don't see anything on there that jumps out to me, actually, at all. And I mean, they were overloaded at wide receiver, so there's nothing there. They had guys to get them through camp. So I don't see anything that shocks me there. And then the Cowboys, they cut a quarterback. They cut two quarterbacks, right? They cut Ben DiNucci and Gary Gilbert. So you're going with Cooper Rush, Connor Rush. What is it? Cooper Rush as your backup.
Saints released Devonta Freeman.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
That's nothing crazy.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to hold on. Alfred Morris got released by the Giants. I mean, you're seeing a bunch of veteran. Kerryon Johnson got released by the Eagles. So a lot of veteran running backs got released.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you look through it, I mean, the shocker's just going to be the one up in New England. That's where all their headlines are going to come. All right, here's what we got coming up for you. We'll take your phone calls through the bottom of the hour. Bottom of the hour at 9:30, Vic Shealy is going to be with us. Who is Vic Shealy? He is the head football coach at Houston Baptist. Going to learn you a little bit about the Huskies, who are coming into University Stadium on Thursday to take on the Lobos. Tickets are still available. The game, by the way, is available on the television, JJ.
Yes, it is. My 50 statewide, and the only Jeff Symbieta on the call.
Well, as Frank said, it was nice of you to let me get a play-by-play gig. I'm kidding. Frank was kind of, I think he was kidding too. But yeah, we'll have that. I'll be with George Carter. Looking forward to doing that. So get out there, enjoy it, be part of it. But if you can't, then we'll have the game for you on My 50. Rudy, good morning. You're on the Quan's Auto Care Hotline. Hello, Rudy.
Good morning. Hey, I am so impressed. I continue to be impressed with Danny Gonzalez and what he did in releasing those numbers, but going respectfully to the players first and asking them, that's just tremendous.
I agree with you 100%.
You know what that does to a kid? You walk in and you lay 44 on him.
So I'm going to ask you. So you tell me what it does. Is it a lot of pressure on that kid? Because I think, man, you give that kid 44. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, but I think it also is something to live up to, and it gives them a goal, and it fills them with confidence. I mean, when a coach does that to you, he's telling you something, just like when you're at Michigan and you get to wear 21, Desmond Howard's number, or you get to wear 98. Tom Harmon's number.
Or at Syracuse, it's 44, right? It was Jim Brown's old number. There's a bar, I think, called 44s. All the greats that came through Syracuse were 44, right?
Ernie Davis.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
So it builds tradition, and it's a number that means something. It means something to the fans. I was a kid, and I was at that game when Bobby Santiago went 91 yards.
Really?
And there's some grainy film of it, but it was really one of the most exciting runs I've ever seen. Go 91 yards from scrimmage in the days when running was pretty much the game, Passing wasn't that big back in the 60s, especially in 62. So that was an incredible feat by Bobby, and I know he's grateful that people remember him. So that's good stuff. Switching gears, you know what? Patrick Cantlay, that guy showed me something that I don't think I've seen in a long time on the Pro Tour. A guy that just did not wilt under all that pressure.
That's as good. I said yesterday, as good a putting performance, elongated putting performance under pressure that I've ever seen. Every
single putt was $1 million putt.
And against a guy who was just the opposite. I don't want to sit here and tell you Bryson choked because it's hard to make putts. But I will tell you don't win on the PGA Tour if you don't putt. And I can't tell you display. I mean, not just hitting the 8-footers that he had to hit. Hitting the 28-footers that he had to hit, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually went outside to do some yard work when Cantlay dumped it into the
on 17.
Pond, because I thought, that's done.
It was done.
You're not coming back from that. And then he survives Bryson, and that 6-foot putt was halfway in and popped out, And he had been missing those consistently, so he had his line right. He just couldn't adjust.
That's how it is.
And Cantlay, meanwhile, was just, I mean, when you make putts like that, it is all drive for show, putt for dough.
No doubt. That's what I was saying yesterday. No doubt.
You got the dough. We'll see you out there Thursday. Getting really excited about Thursday evening.
Rudy, good to hear you. Thanks. Rudy, call us at 505-246-0610. You can as well. We'll get back to your phone calls when we come back. Bottom of the hour, Vic Shealy is Houston Baptist's head coach. We'll hear what he has to say about his Huskies coming into town to take on the Lobos on Thursday. Want to know an easy way to save a lot of money every month? Refinance your mortgage. We're seeing loan options with rates in the 2s, making now the time to call American Financing. Find out what you can qualify for. You simply cannot put this off any longer. After all, a lower rate means hundreds of dollars in monthly savings. That means tens of thousands of dollars in long-term savings, and it only takes a 10-minute call to get started. You'll get a free no-obligation mortgage review so you can learn about options before moving forward. It really is a no-pressure experience that's focused on you. They're salary-based mortgage consultants that will do whatever it takes to help you save up to $1,000 a month. So why not make the free call and learn more? They will get you pre-qualified for free when you call them at 505-247-9999. 505-247-9999 or visit AmericanFinancing.net, NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck. Mike, Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning. Welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For your business or your home, Valley Fence stands alone. We're number one in New Mexico for a reason. It's the best fence you can own. Proudly serving New Mexico for over 50 years. At Valley Fence, the difference is clear. No fence too big, too small, or difficult. We handle them all at Valley Fence Company.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Dream Style Roofing tops them all. When your roof's worn out and needs to be replaced, we're gonna do it right, put a smile on your face. They're at home, things are looking up when you get your roof done by someone you can trust. Dream Style, a company name that's been around forever. No one does it better. You need a new roof, you know who to call. Dream Style Roofing tops them all.
By Quan's Auto Care Collision and Repair, 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
Coaches, the Lobo Coaches Show tonight, 7 to 8. JJ, I believe it's back on News Radio, KKOB, right? They'll be out at Revel, 7 to 8 tonight. That'll be the new home for Lobo Coaches Show. You can go out and be a part of that. Rebel tonight down there, kind of be below Top Golf just a little bit in that Renaissance area, and go and be a part of that 7 to 8 tonight.
Nice hook.
Yep.
Find your way down to Rebel from the driving range.
Yeah.
And your golf ball down there.
It's a hell of a high hook. Yes. Tommy, good morning.
I tried to slice it out of there. It almost happened.
Did you really?
No, I didn't try.
Get
It
one
just
over.
happened.
All right. One line open. Let's go. What's up, Tommy?
Hey, guys. What's up? Tommy the Truth back at you. I heard about the new show. I'm interested in when that starts.
Which new show?
Trujillo's running that thing from 7 at night.
Oh,
till 10.
yeah. So Trujillo, true to the game. Mike's got a show. He'll be on regular nights from 7 to 10 when there's no isotopes, and then when there is isotopes like tonight, he'll be after isotopes.
After isotopes.
Yep.
So if I listen to this show, will I get to figure out more in the mind and the slitterness of Trujillo if I listen to the show?
I'm going to imagine so. Yeah, I think it's going to be more him freed up and get to be him. Yes.
And is it him just by himself? Is he going to take calls, or is he just going to be...
Yeah, no, he'll take calls. Okay.
I wanted to say something about what Mr. Buck said the other day, and it's still resonating with me. And it's a money does make the world go around. And unfortunately, sometimes I think that's a good thing and a bad thing when it comes to sports. And I often think, well, the Cowboys have spent, quite a bit of money on their salary, yet they haven't won anything since the 90s. The Yankees spend, they usually have the highest payroll, and they haven't won a World Series in a few years now. And I think sometimes it's nice to see money not make the difference, like the Tampa Bay Rays and the Kansas City Royals a few years ago when they won a World Series. I hope it doesn't get to that where money just dominates everything, but it seems like it does. But I just wonder if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm kind of 50-50 on it because it's just the way of the world. It's just like the Paul fights the other night. Even though I don't like them, it generated money. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of the legitimate boxing things come up and say, hey, we'd love to do this. Maybe we can have Canelo as a real fight and then you guys on the undercard, because they are showing a business way to make money in this business, and it's working, and it's working for them. I just heard he said he retired. I don't believe that. I think that's a ploy to get some more fights. But I'm curious to see what you guys would think if they really want to legitimize themselves, which I really don't think they do. I call it celebrity boxing. I'm just going to call it that. That's what I'm going to say. It's celebrity boxing, and I guess for some people it's fun to watch. It's not real boxing. Do you think he meant it by that retirement thing, or is that just a ploy? And I would love to see, in a sense, I can't believe I'm saying this, the Diaz brothers fight the Paul brothers. Mm-hmm. And the thing about the Diaz's, they're not going to mess around, guys. You know them. They're strikers. They're the best strikers they ever faced. And I don't know if they'll fight those guys. The Diaz brothers are going to go in there. They have a reputation, a street reputation to protect. They're tough guys. I don't think the Paul brothers would beat them if that does happen. And do you think that retirement thing was just fake? And I'll make a quick prediction for my Cowboys really fast. 10-7, they'll win the division, fight against Washington. They'll win one playoff game, then they'll lose. I don't know if I have faith in that defense. Has to be at least average on, maybe between 10 and 20th, and see if that can beat teams over 500, like I said before, which he hasn't been able to do, and stay healthy.
Right on.
That's what I think they're going to end up at in the East.
10 and 7.
And see what you guys think about everything, and I'll make sure to listen to the show.
So Trujillo's on 7 to 10 tonight. Programming note: Isotopes are at noon today, so Trujillo's on 7 to 10 tonight. All right.
Sweet, guys.
All right. See you.
Thanks.
All right. Bye. Paul brothers against the Diaz brothers. You like that?
I think Diaz brothers would turn their lights out.
Yeah, I think.
But he's 100% on. We all get it. Jake Paul, Logan Paul, they're not going to fight someone that can hurt them, because then you don't get the next fight, and then you're not going to get the allure. Because if a real boxer goes out there and knocks him out,
then what?
Then you're like, oh, I'm just going to go fight this MMA guy who has never boxed before, so let's do it for $60. Yeah, it's a game they're playing. They're never going to step in the ring against a legitimate boxer that can hurt them.
Terry, you're up next. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, JJ. Nice to hear you back, Jeff. JJ, thank you for responding to the email. My wife's still with her high graduate status from the Anderson School of Business, still trying to figure out parking, but we'll get there, watch the game. Jeff, doing the game, make sure you have your app to park. For Cam, I think Cam, honestly, for the time he was with New England, was a great teammate. I'm obviously wrong thinking when I'd call him Mac Davis instead of Mac Jones, that he fits into what they want to do, and they're going to run with it. The supporting cast is going to be very important. The pass was started with slot receivers, Troy Brown, then Welker, then Edelman. The backs catching balls out of the backfield, Kevin Falk way back. James White currently. They're going to try to use the tight ends. When Hoyer was still around, I was wondering what was happening. Some of the national reporters were so set on Cam was starting now or have a little egg on their face. But I think they look towards the future. I hope it goes well, but I think it was Cam might have asked for it. No, I wasn't in on the conversation, but his contract was so incentive-laden. When they came to him and said he'd be a backup, he might have asked for his release. And, because it would have been just base money, and hopefully he hooks on with somebody.
Yep.
Did you?
No, base money is money, Terry. I mean, getting paid beats not getting paid.
Well, but Cam should have quite a bit of money left. And, yes, paid is better than not getting paid, but if he can go back up somebody and maybe he gets more like a $5 million guaranteed to be the backup, or he might just feel like if I'm not starting, I'm going to walk away, and maybe he said he'll try again next year. But I do feel like he was doing his best to be part of the team and be supportive and all that. So I did also agree with JJ, and I disagree with Edward. We both go back 50 years as Patriot fans. So from that standpoint, I wish him well. We'll see how it works out now that Jones actually will play against starters and as the team moves on. But like I said, glad to have you back, Jeff. Then A. Marie, I don't know if you told her that producers change as much as people would get knocked off on Game of Thrones. So I hope she turns out to be the Jon Snow of producers for the show. So you guys have a great day and take care. Be safe.
Thanks, Terry.
This is a franchise here, okay?
That's right.
Yeah.
Franchise pick.
It's a long haul. All right, Mudd, I hate to do this to you. I got to hit this break because we got to hit our guest on time. I'm going to encourage you to call back. But coming up next, Vic Shealy is going to be with us. He's the head football coach at Houston Baptist. Bobcat came in. Bobcat set this up. Bobcat even made the trip down to make sure this thing goes off. And we're going to talk with Vic Shealy when we come back. You're going to learn about Houston Baptist. The team is coming in to take on the Lobos on Thursday. That's coming up next on the opening drive. Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, A. Marie, Adrian, and Gato Roberto on 95.9 FM and AM 670 Sports Animal.
Jim.
Industries is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Here at Legacy, we are here to disciple people by helping them connect with God, grow in relationships, and live generously.
Don't sacrifice quality of flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, green and red chili, breakfast burritos, and Frontier Cinnabons.
It's the Houston Baptist fight song?
Yes, it is.
Where'd you find that?
On the Houston Baptist site.
Bob's been doing a lot of research on Houston Baptist. That is the opponent that's coming into University Stadium on Thursday. Open up the football season, Lobos and Houston Baptist. And what do you know about the Huskies? Well, you're going to learn a lot more about them coming up in the next few minutes as we welcome their head coach. He is taking a team in that's also coming off, like everybody else, coming off a bizarre, weird COVID year. They played 4 games last year, went 1-3, beat Eastern Kentucky. Were in Lubbock in a game that was a one-possession game, had a shot at Texas Tech. They had a shot at North Texas and also at Louisiana Tech. And now they're bringing in a pretty good football team that has a lot of question marks, certainly. Vic Shealy is the head football coach at Houston Baptist and joins us on the opening drive. Good morning, Vic. How you doing?
Hey, doing great, guys. Good to be with you guys.
Well, we appreciate you spending some time with us. So you've got a football team that I think a lot of people around here have a lot of questions, and I'm going to guess with a new offensive coordinator, new quarterback, and coming off that bizarre abbreviated season, you got a lot of questions about your football team too.
Well, I think all of us kind of are sitting here probably looking at trying to make sense of last year and then how it really transitions into this year. Most of us have a pretty large senior class, some of the super seniors and some of the things that really are the outcome of the COVID red shirt. And so in many cases, I think you are seeing teams that have areas, maybe particularly one side of the ball where you're really senior dominant. But then, because of the amount of kids that enter the portal and transferred out, you've got areas where are really young. And so I think there's going to be a lot of questions that every team has to answer pretty early on. And you got to find out ways to really complement your strengths and try to limit, some of the struggles until your younger kids get caught up in the maturation of the game.
Vic, in your 8th year at Houston Baptist, you come in here and you face an FBS opponent to open the season. What kind of football team are you bringing to Albuquerque? Do you know?
Well, we feel like we've got a team that knows how to compete and knows how to compete on the road. We probably were, frankly, one of the most coveted teams in the nation last year in terms of the number of people trying to play us. We just made the decision, after 4, that we really weren't going to kind of just be a team that just played for the big payday at the Power 5 level. But we felt like we've recruited well over the last few years. Obviously, this is our 8th year as a program, and we're young, but we're one of the most quick teams to rise from a startup to being a nationally ranked team for several weeks back in the 2019 season. So we do feel like we're starting to develop guys and build a mindset of what winning teams look like. But certainly we're starting over, a freshman quarterback, Blaze Benson, and a lot of young, talented, skilled kids on offense. Will be a certain measure of I think for us, it's fun to really see how they compete. But who we are offensively and whatnot hasn't changed, and I think we'll try to spread it out and see if we can't try to score some points.
Vic, JJ Buck here. When you look at the opportunity that you had to play those games, how many student athletes did you have get a chance to play, and how big was that just to carry over into the spring and at least have something to take into this fall camp ahead of the season?
Yeah, we felt like we had a good football team last year, and we were disappointed that the Southland Conference chose not to play. We understand all the dynamic there, but we wanted to play, and we felt like our kids had really deserved an opportunity to play in the fall, and probably like everyone else, we contemplated, what spring looked like at the FCS level. But we really wanted to put them back in the weight room. So we had a long off season there in the fall, and then certainly through the spring, we got all 15 days in, through all the challenges of even the spring. So we really feel like we've kind of grown physically and brought a team that's maturing athletically, to this point in time. And we've had a good fall camp. I think for all of us right now, you're just hoping that you can stay healthy in the early days so that you can see some of these kids that you really feel good about, be able to develop over the course of the season.
Now, as a head football coach, there's always so much more than you do than just coaching the game of football. And I got to believe over the last year and a half or so, it's been that much more different. What were your biggest takeaways about whether something you learned about yourself or on or off the field, or how your team has handled this whole situation?
Well, I tell you what, I think that's a great question, and really much has been asked over the last 18 months, but that's the first I've had. I think when you really look at what our jobs are as coaches is to win football games for our universities and to compete well, to make our alumni proud. At the very core, is to build a culture within our football team where expectations to compete well are something that you carry from week to week. But, this year we kind of felt like a lot of 20-year-old to 22-year-old young men had to kind of deal with life in terms of, that really nothing's guaranteed. And COVID made very real, some of the challenges, and maybe even the fright of maybe having something that they can't see that has potentially have an impact in their life. And so I think as coaches, sometimes we had conversations that were pretty significant. I think also if we've learned anything about the 2020 year in scope, a lot of the conversations around, social justice and things really allowed us as coaches to really open up dialogues, and it's been really phenomenal to see our football team grow. And we have a patch now on our uniform that talks about, brotherhood and being brothers and unity. So I think there's some things that are beyond winning that really came into conversation last year. I think as we kind of start to feel ourselves getting back into the norm now of what a football season looks like, I hope in one way or another that we don't forget some of the things that really have been pretty significant that have happened, at least on our college campus, over the last year.
Vic Shealy is the 8th year head coach at Houston Baptist. You talk about outside of winning, it was outside of football. And everything, the uncertainty week to week, how do you feel your student athletes handled it? And I got to guess they're just chomping at the bit now to play football and get a shot at an FBS team.
Without question. I think October 5th was our last ball game we played, so it's been some time, and just yesterday's at practice, you could see almost the childlike love for playing the game and the youthful spirit that we really haven't seen in too much in our program. I think the kids have gone to work hard, but just to see the desire to play. And my time, I think collectively is 10 or 11 years. I was at Air Force and UNLV, and I think this is the 6th or 7th time that I'm come into Albuquerque. And I'm excited for our players to come in to Albuquerque. It's a great stadium, and I've got great memories of just really an atmosphere that's fun to play in, and so I know I'm looking forward to bringing our team in. We do believe that we are a competitive football team. We think we've kind of shown that over the last few years, some of our opening opponents, be it 2 years ago against UTEP, it came down to a 2-point game, and we had the ball in field goal range, and unfortunately a fumble kind of kept us from maybe being able to kick a field goal to win, and then some other teams that we feel like have been a challenge for us on paper, but I think our kids are starting to build a little bit of an attitude that if we play well and can play well for 4 quarters and stack good series, that we've got a chance to compete against anybody, and those are the hopes and the dreams of anybody that plays this game and coaches this game that you have for your kids.
Vic, talk about starting up this program 8 years ago and the steps that it takes. I know it takes incredible patience, and it's easy to just look at a win-loss record and say, well, this is what it is. But it's more than a win-loss record when you're starting up a program, isn't it?
It really is. It was an interesting transition. I was a defense coordinator at Kansas with Turner Gill, and there, you're in the Big 12 and in a program that, traditionally has had its challenges to compete, in that league, but yet the expectations are very high to be great at that very moment. And we all understand kind of what it is at the Power 5 and in the FBS, particularly at large. But I think, coming here at HBU, the early days, you had to find a balance about creating expectations and developing a culture by which, as a coach, you're trying to make kids uncomfortable so they will learn, the need to improve and where they need to grow. But at the same time, you got to really define what some wins look like early on when maybe you don't have all the pieces of the puzzle. And I think as we've grown and we feel like we certainly have gotten more pieces of the puzzle, and we had 7 kids, 8 kids that entered the portal. 7 are currently on FBS rosters right now, and we feel like we've done a good job developing players. Even to the point maybe where some other schools would want them to come play for them. But I think it's been something that until you kind of go into start a program, you never know what the challenges are. I think that the single greatest challenge is player leadership, and I think that's been probably the most significant thing that's occurred over the last couple of years, is just the degree in which our leaders now are coming out of the locker room as opposed to the coaches having to drive the division.
Now, Vic, you mentioned your time at Air Force, 99 to 2004, then 2005, 2008 at UNLV. So you are familiar with a Rocky Long defense, and Rocky Long back here at the University of New Mexico with Danny Gonzalez. Now, what do you see out of this team? What did you see from them in year one and expect to see on Thursday?
Well, kind of going back a little bit, there at Air Force, we were an odd stack team, and structurally, tried to look at a lot of things that Coach Long and certainly at that time, Bronco Mendenhall had done there, and so anytime we played a team and we had New Mexico in exchange, there are a lot of things that we looked at in trying to solve some of the things or be able to better understand how an opponent. I think at UNLV that kind of continues forward, and you couldn't help but kind of become, in some way or another, a fan of what had been done defensively over the years there at New Mexico, and to see Coach Long back, and a man who I think everyone has the most respect of any defensive mind that's probably transformed the game in the last couple of decades, to see him back there and to see the growth. And I think Coach Gonzalez is obviously regarded as a defensive ball coach and brings leadership to a program, and obviously being his school. And I'm sure the program's in great hands. I think for most of us, though, that have to turn around and try to play a Rocky Long defense, you find yourself kind of banging your head against the wall, just trying to figure out exactly where they're going to come from and just the conflict that he puts you in.
Vic, you're bringing a young quarterback who's going to look at that defense now, and so you got to coach him through that. And here he is making his first start. As you've gone through camp, how has he looked, and what have been the most fierce competitions that you've had to decide as you come down to this first game?
Well, we really felt like we had recruited a couple quarterbacks that were capable of playing. Certainly, we felt like very, very well within our system. and we're going to spread you out and throw the football, and we're going to try to be physical and explosive. But it all starts with the quarterback. Now, I think, in the air raid or the air raid influenced offenses, the quarterback drives the conversation at the line of scrimmage, and just ability to communicate. So much of what we do is put in the quarterback's hand to make decisions. A good number of the decisions are made in terms of pass concepts or run concepts are put in his hands to make, as opposed to having to look to the sideline and be redirected by, a coach in the booth or on the sideline. So there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of expectations now that we feel like our quarterback must carry into the ball game. Blaze Benson came out as a starter to the competition, and Desmond Young, another very, very talented guy with really fine arm talent and a great athlete. I mean, both of them are really athletic. And, even as we saw Bailey Zappi, who, was very, very successful in our program, move on to Western Kentucky, both of these guys are unique because they have, tremendous arm talent, but are probably more capable of being dynamic with the ball in their hand as a runner. And so, we feel like we're continuing to bring in guys that can compete, but Blaze has shown great maturity for a young guy, and he only took one snap. I think last year was a third down, and Bailey's helmet came off, and Blaze went in against Texas Tech and threw a 7 or 8 yard pass route for a first down, and just quietly ran off the field, and then Bailey came in and took over again. And so, his composure in his one snap, last year was one that, he did his job and did his job well, but now it's his football team, and we're excited. We think he's a really, really talented guy that has just got great upside.
Well, we'll get to see him, and you'll get a good chance to see what your football team's about. Vic, really appreciate the conversation. Enjoyed it a lot. Look forward to seeing you and meeting you in person when you get here. Safe travels. Thanks for spending some time with us. Good luck against the Lobos and as you go through this whole season.
Hey, thanks, guys. We appreciate the time this morning.
Appreciate you. Vic Shealy, the head football coach at Houston Baptist. I learned a lot.
I did as well.
I learned a lot. And Bobcat, thanks for putting that together. You can respond to what you heard when we come back on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports App.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
A rogue virus. No jobs. Sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Jackson Compaction wants to help you keep your green.
And keep the community green as well.
Jackson Compaction has worked hard to maintain the same prices since day one. Always easy and painless trash removal with professional crews and quality service. If it's non-hazardous waste, debris, or trash on your land, leave it to us. At Jackson Compaction, we're dedicated to ensuring the conservation of our environment.
You trash it,
we smash it. Jackson Compaction, we've earned a reputation for great results.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Next in line.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. DCE Systems want to help schools reopen and keep students, teachers, and staff safe. New Mexico's distributor of no-valent Shield Plus, an antimicrobial hand sanitizer that lasts 24 hours. That's right, 24 hours. 1 liter will provide approximately 2,000 individual applications. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to DCESystemsInc.com to learn more. DCE Systems is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Clark's Pet Emporium, your pet's second best friend. Visit clarkspet.com.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth that's real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
A rogue virus, no jobs, sky-high tuition debt. Life is trying to put our generation on the sidelines. But we refuse to just sit back and watch it pass us by. Instead, watch us fly ahead. Watch us overcome anything. Watch us rise. Watch us change our world. Watch us become the next greatest generation.
Calling all football players, are you looking to develop your skills this season? It's never too late or too early to put in the work. Coach Carl Barrere and the Air Barrere program at 8 Grady's Performance Center provide comprehensive position training for aspiring football players at all levels. Whether you're looking to increase your speed, gain strength, or hone your skill, we train all positions with a team of experienced coaches who know what it takes to succeed at all levels from Yaffle to college. Check us out at 8gradys.com to learn more and sign up for training today.
Turbo Threads is a proud sponsor of ProView Networks.
Almost 30 years of experience means fast service, great prices, and a wide selection of apparel from t-shirts to performance sport shirts, even jackets and hats. They feature low minimums and no setup charges on most orders. Turbo Threads is located at 1503 Golf Course Road in Rio Rancho, or find them on Facebook, online at turbothreads.com, or call 999-1234 for Turbo Threads.
Are you sure we're supposed to be doing this?
Don't worry, I've watched him do it 1,000 times. Come on, what's the worst that can happen?
9 FM and AM 610.
The Sports Animal.
All right. Well, I thought that was entertaining and informative. Vic Shealy, what do you think?
Good stuff.
Yeah.
The Mountain West connections, fantastic learning about that.
I didn't know that.
Origins of a program.
Yeah. 8-year-old
Starting
program.
from scratch, 2012, 2013. They were at FCS independent football team before joining the Southland Conference. There you go.
Yeah. FBS independent. How about that? All right. Hey, Grady sent me some pictures from the cross country meet this weekend. Thank you to Grady. Those were really cool. He found a couple of shots somewhere of Addie passing this girl to close it out. I appreciate him sending those. Big news this morning was Cam Newton being released. Grady also said, because Edward is on the protocol thing, and Grady said on Cam, he says it's his anti-vaccination stance, period. It's all fun and games until you start costing teams games and owners money. He says this definitely won't be the last big name that's told to hit the bricks because they won't get the shot. It's going to be interesting on the vaccine front. Nobody will probably come out and say it's because you didn't get the vaccine, but I'm a firm believer in this in the NFL. And you and I have had this conversation a lot over the years about what is a distraction in the NFL. And the NFL hates distractions. Coaches hate distractions. Well, is it really a distraction? What's a distraction? Look, anything. There's enough crap that happens organically around a football team day in and day out, week in and week out, that you don't create them. And a quarterback who's, I don't know that a quarterback who won't get vaccinated is a distraction, but if it becomes one, they will eliminate it unless he's maybe Kirk Cousins, your starting quarterback. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. It's not just Kirk Cousins, it's 5 of my star players.
But my point is when you're a star player, you get a lot more leeway. When you're the backup quarterback, this goes back to the conversations we had with Kaepernick, with Johnny Manziel. Look, I don't
Do not put those two in the same sentence.
What? As far as side stories?
One of those was a Super Bowl quarterback, a legitimate star.
No doubt. I never told you they were equal players. I never said they were equal players. I told you from the day Johnny Manziel got drafted, I didn't think he was an NFL quarterback. But if you're gonna have a backup quarterback, Tim Tebow, who becomes the story, that becomes distraction. And I coaches don't need their backup quarterback being a story. Now, I don't know that this backup quarterback was going to be a story.
It's not. It's the out for people that are caught up on Cam Newton post the Super Bowl. He was never a distraction, New England.
I 100% agree with that. So is it the vaccination?
It's lazy. It's got to be the culture thing. It's got to be Cam Newton and his fashion and this or that. No, it could be that there was a sense of uncertainty, which we can't ignore because that's still a thing when it comes to the vaccination and COVID, because that's going to play an issue this season for teams. But ultimately, just that Mac Jones is the prototypical quarterback for Josh McDaniels' offense. You drafted him middle of the first round, and you're going with the higher upside ceiling now than Cam Newton. And I think this is more just straight football as opposed to culture and this or that, or Cam Newton being a distraction. But with Cam Newton, it always has to be one of those other things.
Okay, if it's straight football, is he not good enough to be your backup? Is he not better than Brian Hoyer?
Well, I think
that's why
there's a familiarity with Brian Hoyer. He is even more so a Bill Belichick guy than Cam Newton, and also he's cheaper. And you're not going to
cheaper. I mean, Cam was $1 million. What was $2 million? $1 million?
No, when you're that, they don't have a lot of room on that salary cap, and instead of guaranteeing that salary. This isn't I was shocked to see the name, but just when you talk it out from a football perspective, that makes sense as opposed to trying to throw all this other nonsense on it.
Until you have to throw Brian Hoyer out there when Mac Jones gets broken, and then you're going to go.
But he's played a lot of football for them. He really has.
When was the last time he played football for him?
Like in that role.
When was the last time he played football for him? Like I get it. He's been on the roster 75 times and released and brought back and released and brought back. And I just think he's older because, he looks older, but I think he's only like 34.
Not that old.
I know he's not.
He's played a lot of football for other teams, not named the Patriots.
But we talk about familiarity. Like Cam's been there for a full season. Now, granted, a COVID season, but a full season. And this. Now the familiarity obviously wasn't familiar enough or good enough to keep him around, and I get it. So familiarity, I'm
with you as Cam.
I'm just struggling on the backup thing. If it's all football, you can convince me all this other stuff. You have a hard time convincing me that Brian Hoyer is better than Cam Newton.
What if he was like a Taysom Hill almost, like Cam Newton? Put him in for a couple plays.
But that's not what they want to do.
I know, they're not the same offense as the Saints, but just like, I don't know.
Yeah, I could see that working.
You know what I mean?
But that's not what they want to do with him.
I don't know.
I'm just struggling with you telling me, I can't get to the point where I'm going to buy, okay, Brian Hoyer's better than Cam Newton right now.
I'm not, but I think that it's the whole culture fit, vaccination, I don't think it's as big of a part. I think it's a talking point, but I think this is probably ultimately, when it comes down to it, more about football than anything else.
Talk it out. Good stuff today. Man, you guys were strong today. Good show, Graham, huh? Hey, Marie?
Yes, sir.
A job.
Thank you.
Quality. Adrian? A job. Hey, see what we got going here? Thanks to Vic Shealy, the head football coach at Houston Baptist. Doug Martin, the head football coach at New Mexico State. Jim Rome Show is next. You get a little bit of the herd and then Isotopes baseball at 11:45. Then JJ's got the afternoon show today. You're back in. Trujillo's at 7, and we're back tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. with more award-winning radio. Big day? Yeah, you do. You're working all day.
Huge day.
Rerun that Vic Shealy stuff.
That was good.
That may be good for you. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you tomorrow.
Toyota's national sales event is on, but these offers won't last long.
No! Bad dog!
Hi, welcome to Car Crafters. What happened? Don't worry, we'll make it like it never happened.
Car Crafters, it's like it never happened.
Car Crafters is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom is a proud supporter of ProView Networks. Datacom has portable AC units for rent. Applications include server rooms, retail outlets, healthcare facilities, laboratories, convenience stores and truck stops, events, concerts, and weddings. All of these units are 120-volt plug and play. Call Louis Ruffin today at 505-507-7722 or go to datacom.com to learn more.
Drive, Jeff Symbieta, JJ Buck, Micah. Josh produces for you today over on the ProView Network side, where you can watch the show worldwide on ProViewNetworks.com or statewide at Comcast Channel 26.
Hey, welcome to the Steve Davis Show.
Good morning and welcome to Sports Desk live on Comcast Channel 26.
Welcome to The Point with Nick Rich.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 10, America Talking Out.
I'm Pastor Flora Padilla of Mending Broken Hearts.
Welcome to Henry T. Game Face Live, Comcast 26, and Big Bad ProView Network.
Often imitated, never duplicated. Welcome to Local Focus with Sebastian Noel.
Welcome, sports fans. It's that time of the week again. You are watching the Weekly Rundown.
Hey, welcome to Red Menace TV here on ProView Network.
Hello, I'm Steve Davis. You are watching Public Access TV.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
For your business or your home.